Jeep?
Hello and welcome.
Hello!
It's another episode of Otome O'Clock.
Woo! Woo!
So Megan, how you been? It's been so long.
Yes, it's been so long since we've seen each other.
Like Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? We're playing video games, Mr.
Video
Necro. We're gonna smooch some two-dimensional beings.
Yeah.
So Megan, do you want to explain to the lovely people joining us what the hell was going on?
This is when the night comes. You play as a hunter of creatures. Mostly creatures that, like, if they're fucking with humans, you gotta go put a stop to it.
Mm-hmm.
But if, like, creatures aren't, like, messing with humans, then you're like, yeah, it's cool. And you've been sent to this town called Lunaris because somebody keeps killing the hunters. And, like, not just, like, a stab. Like, their corpses are... they're charcoal.
Turn them into ash almost.
Yeah.
So When the Night Comes is a visual novel, so you're going to be listening to us lovingly read out loud to you, so it's going to be story time.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's us that makes the night come. Yes, it is. We're going to be playing as our mascot, Otome, who is a shapeshifter being that travels through multiple dimensions, and that's our headcanon for why they can be in all these different dimensions at once and have all these different romances.
Also, if you see me looking down, it's because I have chat up on my phone.
You're being good. You're being a good bean and making sure you're staying involved with chat. And I also have chat in my, like, over here. So if you see me looking to the side, that's because I'm also looking at chat.
Because we typically have chat on another screen, but that screen's off right now due to reasons.
One day they will be British and voiced by Adam. Not tonight, because he is currently rescuing my mom from a truck repair shop parking lot. They're going to have a fun road trip. That was unexpected. I can't wait to hear about what happened. If we suddenly get muted, it's because Adam came home and he needs to decompress. God help us all. Megan, who's reading what?
Oh, sorry. Spring allergies.
Are we doing the same as last time?
Yeah, which I don't remember. I think you voiced romance options, I voiced us.
Okay.
Was that it?
Sounds good.
Okay, hold on.
So I'm narrator and other characters?
You're narrator and other characters, and I'm the thoughts and speaking voice of the protagonist.
Okay.
And this game is partially voiced.
So it's not going to be as bad as, like, Maid Marian. Oh, my God.
Oh, God,
Maid Marian was a rite of passage. You can check out our YouTube for the episodes of Maid Marian.
Yeah, and we know we haven't been posting videos recently. We have a backlog of unedited videos.
If you know someone that wants to edit videos, let me know. All right, 2054. That's the one we want. So last we left off, we're having a date night with August.
August. Yes.
And my bad, I totally was using the wrong pronouns for August. August is they, them.
Yes.
I have been admonished for my sins.
Yes.
I have been flogged in the street.
You have.
Tarred and feathered.
Tarred and feathered.
Mm-hmm. And we shall now continue.
Yes.
All right. The market looks incredible. It's alive with color and full of smiling faces and laughter, and it's warm despite the bitter cold. I feel my worries and apprehension washing away, even if only for a moment. If I'm going to be forced to do this, I might as well enjoy it. August stays close to me, though apparently they're still quite unsatisfied that they have to be here.
Ugh. Isn't this awful? Everyone is so happy going about their evening as if our people aren't being slaughtered.
I love August so much. They are so cute.
The boots stay on.
I quirk my brow at them, stifling a smile.
So, General, tell me, what would you be doing right now if there was no investigation, no festival? What does a night off look like to Enforcer Willenheim?
They don't hesitate to respond, staring dreamily into the distance.
I'd be curled up at home in front of my fire, reading a good book and nursing a glass of the finest wine. The perfect evening.
They stare at me with narrowed eyes, suddenly suspicious. Why?
Flirt.
Oh yeah, we flirting. I want to know what you like.
They like people who are on time. I'm just interested to know what vices you have, if any.
Vices?
Blushes.
I have plenty of those. Most of which would be none of your business.
What if they were my business? I laugh at the almost sultry tone of their voice, desperately wanting to press them further.
Come on, General, indulge me. Tell me just one.
August bites their bottom lip, their eyes darting around, checking who surrounds us before they step closer. Oh, fuck. Fuck! The sweet scent of lavender fills my nostrils as they lean close, their long lashes dipped and their lips parted. My breath catches in my throat. You fucking flirt!
Not in a million years.
Oh, God! I think I'm pregnant now. They pull away, entirely too pleased with themselves, so they turn on their heel and stride deeper into the market. Hussy. They pause, though. They throw me a look over their shoulder. It's something mischievous that leaves me feeling like I might not be able to move. What are you waiting for? Come on, let's find a drink. Heavens know I need one. I follow them dutifully, taking in the sights and sounds, the rich smells. There are stands selling decadent pastries and chocolates, and others selling potions and trinkets. I see a few familiar faces, but one stands out above all the rest. Gus, Otto, how wonderful to see you enjoying the festival. I see August tense, their shoulders tight as they stop dead in their tracks at the sound of his musical voice. Ezra. How are you? August remains tense, their words curt, and any ounce of calm that had settled over them has swiftly turned to ash. Yes, good. You? I'm wonderful. It's good to see you. You look better. I think back to the first time I saw these two together in Ezra's shop. August looked awful, tired and drawn, basically on the precipice of passing out. They avert their gaze from his earnest emerald eyes. Yes, I feel better. Thank you. It's clipped, but it's something. Ezra offers me a sorry look and holds the goods he has cradled in his arms a little tighter. He looks at August with such unshamed fondness that it almost hurts. It looks like he's almost longing for approval or something. August doesn't give it to him, of course. They're far more interested in anything else other than meeting this witch's bright gaze. I decide to make an attempt to sweeten the sour mood.
Did you buy anything interesting, Ezra?
Oh, nothing too exciting. They reduced the cost of goods during the festival, so I'm just stocking up on things that I'm short of. August is clearly uninterested in attempting to initiate any further conversation, and the silence that hangs between them is uncomfortable. Well, I better go and find Finnegan and the others. He's off showing Omen and Alcar around, and that particular combination tends to be dangerous. Wish me luck, and I'll see you around. Bye.
Sorry, Adam messaged in chat. Bye, Ezra. Good luck.
August takes a deep breath, watching the witch disappear into the crowds. They visibly relax once he's out of sight.
Ask, ask, ask.
The tension between them baffles me. I'm more than a little curious to find out what caused it. I can't possibly fathom Ezra doing something to warrant August's obvious anger. All I've seen of him so far is that he's impossibly kind.
I don't mean to pry, but what happened between you and Ezra?
August purses their lips and narrows their eyes. That is prying, though, isn't it? What happened between Ezra and I is in the past, but guilt still lingers, on my part anyway.
He seems to care for you a great deal.
August looks off into the distance, fiddling with the sleeve of their coat.
He's always been a foolish boy, but caring for me after the way I treated him is by far his most idiotic choice. We've known each other for a long time, and I have my regrets.
With a heavy sigh, they roll their shoulders, standing tall once more. Regardless, that's not something to be fixed at this moment. Shall we move along? Even if I wanted to press it further, August turns and continues in their search for the drink stall, giving me little choice but to follow. Their expression brightens exponentially as they spot a little wooden stall at the very edge of the market, the rich scent of cinnamon and cloves lingering in the air. The merchant smiles, eagerly waving us over. General Willenheim, a pleasure as always. Who's your friend? This is Hunter Phil, who hasn't yet had the chance to enjoy your wonderful wine. They turn to me and their eyes bright. Clearly, wine is the way to their heart.
I love how, like, the person who recognizes them, like, from yards away is the fucking wine merchant.
To be fair, you know when fucking August Willenheim is approaching.
Yeah.
Their flamboyant ass. Would you like some?
Yes, please. I'd love to.
August's smile widens and they turn to offer the bald man their coin. Enjoy the fireworks! We bid him farewell and August eagerly hands me the steaming cup, a slice of orange and a stick of cinnamon decorating the rim.
Now we can finally enjoy this wretched festival.
Interesting way to drink wine. I never had hot wine before. I'm not
It's
sure how I feel
mulled wine.
Oh, it's mulled? Okay.
Yeah, it's mulled wine. They have, like, orange slices and cinnamon sticks to go with it. That's why it smells like cinnamon and cloves.
Everyone press F in chat for Adam, who's still waiting for the tow truck right now. Bless him. I bring the cup to my lips and take a sip. The liquid instantly warms my insides, the rich taste of it lingering upon my tongue.
It's delicious. Thank you, August.
You're quite welcome. We cradle our cups, the warmth thawing our frozen fingers as we continue to wander through the market. The festival is in full swing by now. A band plays near the docks, people dancing and singing, and a rather large crowd begins to gather near where I assume the firework display will take place. I spot Ezra trying, and apparently failing, to teach Finn the simplest of dance steps. He seems to be gaining some sore toes in the process, and I've never seen a vampire be so inelegant. Omen and Alcar sit on the bench at the edge of the beach, sharing a bag of what looks like chocolate. Alcar shields it with a cloak and offers a firm scowl each time Ezra glances over to check on them.
Okay, there's a very good reason.
Does the wolf okay with eating chocolate?
The wolf is fine. The demon is not. The demon's allergic. And Ezra's like, you can't feed him chocolate. But Omen is like, chocolate is my favorite mortal food. And Alcar's just like, he's a demon. Let him have his indulgences.
Yeah, but it makes him all puffy and sad. I smile, finding myself warming to this strange little town and its odd inhabitants more and more by the day. Except for those two humans in the church. They're fucking weird.
The people aren't bothered by their presence.
I nod toward Ezra and his company. Sometimes. Finnegan is harmless until he's not, but he's a valuable ally to us, and Harry respects him deeply. He offered assistance with some particularly nasty cases back in the day. Specifically with the elimination of Leviathan Casimir.
I know that name.
I should imagine you do. He wreaked havoc across both Alcia and Escura for centuries.
And Finn was in his clan.
Finn was his. Levi sired him. I let my gaze wander to the vampire, wondering how someone with such a nefarious sire could have turned out like him. I like to believe that he's changed, that he merely went along with Levi to survive. He has given me no reason to doubt him, at least. I look at Alcar, remembering how the townsfolk responded to him in the tavern.
And what of the Lycan? They were quite hostile towards him at the Wolf the first time I met him.
We've got our eye on him, but he behaves when he's around Ezra. People feel more at ease seeing them together, I think. Plus, Piper keeps him in check. I nod, watching the gentle way Alcar interacts with Omen.
Is Piper here?
I told her she has to be, so I would hope so. She's on duty acting as guard.
No night off for her, then.
Piper doesn't do nights off, or days off for that matter. She has her flaws, but her work ethic is admirable. By some weird coincidence, I see her heading towards us. She waves at me with a smile, but it fades when she sees who I'm with.
Oi, oi. What do we have here,
August sighs, their eyes practically rolling out of their skull.
Aren't you supposed to be working, Piper? Not disturbing us?
Oh, us now, is it? Are we not a team, August? August mutters something under their breath, and that sounds a lot like a curse.
Busy night? Any trouble?
She manages to tear her death glare away from August, reluctantly. It's boring, is what it is. You couldn't have allocated one of your juniors to man the festival, General?
And why would I do that when I know it annoys you so much?
God, they're so fucking catty. I love it.
They need a little necklace that's like the best friend's heart.
But it's like cats.
Yeah.
Like angry cats.
Yeah.
Plus, there's juniors here. Plus, there are juniors here, as you know. I did place you in charge of this event. Is that not satisfactory? Now it's Piper rolling her eyes, a condescending smile crossing her lips. To add insult to injury, she places her clenched fist to her chest in a salute I haven't seen since training school.
Oh, thank you, Major General. I couldn't be more honored.
She laughs as she relaxes at the salute, an undignified snort that I can't help but smile at. I can practically feel the annoyance rolling off August, but they somehow keep their cool. Very clever, Merriman. I hear our names being called, and a familiar and unmissable figure emerges from the crowd.
Shit.
At the sound of his voice, Piper grimaces. Well, as much as I'd love to stick around and listen to you and Harry kiss each other's ass. See you around, Otto. She clenches her jaw, offering August a goodbye through gritted teeth. Enforcer. A mere moment later, Harry takes her place.
How wonderful to see you enjoying the festival. Ah, I see you've been convinced to try that awful drink that Augustus seems to like so much. You're far braver than I.
He offers me a wink, his eyes sparkling. I feel so fucking bad for him. Megan, I'm still sad.
Yeah.
How are you, Harry? August looks at him with obvious fondness, but there's a concern in their gaze.
Glad to have a night to feel normal again, however fleeting that might be. I trust you're having a good evening together.
August definitely sees that man as their dad.
All right, so plot recap. The last body that was recovered, the last hunter that was killed, was Harry's husband.
Yes.
So he is
Of a long time.
he is smiling through it, in love of his life, just horribly murdered in the
Ooh.
street,
And
they have no idea what's fucking going on.
him and his husband knew each other since they were 12.
They're childhood sweethearts, and he's now a widower, and he is fucking sad and not talking about it.
Yeah.
And everyone's like,
Flirt.
it's hard not to with August. My gaze starts to August, a warmth blooming in my chest as they smile at me.
I have the best company, so it's hard not to enjoy myself.
Yeah, put on that Riz, Otto. The fucking look on August's face. Harry notices our exchange glances, and I see him smile, his smile widen exponentially.
I couldn't agree more. Augustus is quite special.
Shut up, no, I'm not.
Harry is such a proud father to August, and it hurts.
August rolls their eyes, but their cheeks turn a brilliant red.
Stop teasing me.
I can assure you I'm not teasing. I mean it wholeheartedly.
Otome, attack Chopper coming in hot.
Stop being so stubborn and accept some praise for once.
August stares at me and almost feels like Harry isn't here, like it's just the two of us. I'll try.
Anyway, sorry for the flying visit, but I'd better get going. I have a speech to give. You two take care now, okay? I'll see you in the morning.
I will not sleep through work this time.
I promise. Harry's smile twists into something more playful and gives me a pointed look. I trust you'll actually be joining us this time, Otto.
I apologize. It won't happen again.
I was kind of talking to your dead husband. Fine.
I have a good explanation, though. One that I look forward to discussing with you both.
We'll see about that. Harry scoffs, amused by August's attitude.
I'm sure you do. Now farewell both. Enjoy the fireworks.
So, these fireworks are apparently quite prolific?
August's face twists into an unamused expression. I imagine he'll be thoroughly disappointed unless he's wrangled some of the witches to enhance the show, that is. Actually, we better go and find a spot.
Listen, August, not
Like,
everybody...
He's bitching, yet he's still going to find a spot.
Listen, August, sweetie pie, not everybody comes from money, okay?
We find a seat at the edge of the crowded beach, and the area falls deathly silent as Harry makes his speech. We might have been poor as dirt, but we had our pick of illegal fireworks, I'll have you know.
Yes, we still have fireworks here somewhere.
Yes.
I wasn't sure where they got put.
He talks of perseverance, of community, and without directly mentioning the horrible things this town has endured, he inspires hope. I look at August, but their expression is unreadable as I stare out at the blackened ocean. I can't help but wonder what they're thinking.
Watch August.
The fireworks begin, an incredibly display of vibrant colors lighting up against a sprawling canvas of shimmering stars. I smile as I hear the excited giggling of children and adults alike, but while those around us might be distracted by the vivid sparks, I find myself watching something else. Something far more beautiful. I turn to look at August, watching the colors flash across their angular face, lighting them up in the most perfect way. I smile brightly as I turn to meet my gaze, and I feel a pull. Strange energy seems to thrum between us. They smile at me in return, and everything else fades away. No fireworks could ever be quite as breathtaking as August, not even close. The air grows thick with smoke as the impressive display comes to a quick end, and loud applause breaks out amongst the crowd. I find myself unconsciously shifting closer to August.
Oh, shit.
I see their fingers twitching where they rest between us. Our gaze is still locked as I move my own hand closer to reach out. Then, somewhere in the distance rings out a terrible and gut-wrenching scream. Cock-blocked by demons fucking again. Uh-oh. Any dialogue options labeled fight in this chapter will lead to scenes containing violence and gore. Player discretion is advised. We be fighting, motherfucker.
Yes.
The cold winter whips against my skin, and I run as fast as I can, sinking deeper into the ominous woodland that surrounds Lunaris. I'm hot on Piper's heels, and she's determined and hyper-focused, as am I. There's nothing like a hunt, the way that my instincts drive every feeling, my senses sharpened to a knife's edge, my every thought is fixated on winning, and only winning. I can think of nothing else but finding the source of the distress, a terrible sense of dread swirling deep in my gut. The woods are teeming with every hunter and enforcer Lunaris has to offer, each and every one of us silently hoping that this isn't what we think it is. That this isn't the fifth victim that we've all been expecting, another of our comrades targeted and slain so brutally and without an apparent motive. Killed simply for doing their job, protecting humankind. My feet pound the frost-crisp grass, tall with gnarled branches that curl inward like talons, almost naked from winter's grass looming high above us. I spot eyes glowing in the darkness, but I quickly realize that they're carved messily into rickety tree trunks. They glow ominously, and as another gust of wind blows, I swear I see them blink. I make a mental note to remind myself to return to investigate, though I'm sure they're nothing new, not in a town like this. Piper skids to a stop, her fingers diligently hovering just above the handle of each of her daggers that sit safely in the holster at her back. Did you hear that? A quiet but obvious whisper echoes amongst the trees, a painted groan from somewhere, a pain groan from something unquestionably inhuman, from a creature.
I did.
Her fingers twitched, so do mine. Eyes narrowed, every razor sharp and zoned in on the singular point.
It feels young and inexperienced. It's beneath our skill level. Beneath us.
She says it with such confidence, but her guard is firmly up. The duo of wide-eyed hunter sergeants that have been ordered to tail us arrive at our side, their cheeks rosy from the harsh bite of the wind. Major? Piper opens her mouth to respond, but she pauses, looking to me.
You're the highest rank here, General. Do we move on and let these two handle it? Or do you fancy working out some tension?
Would you like to fight?
Let's fight! Work out some
fight.
tension.
I could always deal with working out a little tension.
That's what I was hoping you'd say. I haven't had a good fight in what feels like forever.
I turn to address the sergeants.
continue heading for the rendezvous point. If you encounter General Willenheim, tell them we're on our way.
They nod a little too eagerly and run onward. The hairs on the back of my neck rise the second they're out of sight. My body's gearing up for a fight, adrenaline coursing generously through my veins. I close my eyes and clear my mind. I can hear the steady, assured thrum of Piper's heartbeat, the quiet rustle of the grass, the leaves rustling in the trees. Then I feel it. A vampire, a youngling. Her aura is frantic and skittish. She had only just awoken. She's hungry and scared. She's trying to hide. I smile. We're out quite far. I always used to find younglings in this area. She can likely sense that there's a clan here. She's either seeking guidance or an easy meal.
It's too dangerous to let her live. She's unstable.
Then we kill her. The youngling finally emerges from the tree line. Her vivid crimson iris is surrounded by a blackened sclera. Her eyes flicker wildly as she lumbers toward us, unfocused and impossibly unsteady on her feet. This should be easy. She's clearly deprived of blood. Dark, vining veins surround her wild eyes and creep down her pale cheeks. She wears no shoes, her feet black with mud, and her clothing is torn and saturated with blood, most of it likely her own. Her death was obviously not a merciful one. She quite clearly had been left to navigate her rebirth by herself, and this never ends well. Ends in the slaughter of innocent lives. Her lips curl menacingly to reveal sharp fangs that she's clearly still getting used to, and she lunges at us without hesitation.
What are you feeling?
Counterattack?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Before she even gets the chance, I propel myself forward, lunging and knocking her off balance. I watch her stagger, her newly broken fangs bared as she scrambles onto shaky legs to steady herself. I circle her, a hunter and its prey, because that's exactly what we are. She doesn't stand a fucking chance. Piper shifts somewhere behind me, and considering we never hunted together before, our instincts are perfectly aligned. She moves, I move, it moves, we attack. She tries to attack again, shrieking as she attempts to fling herself forward and attach herself to my neck.
Not today, sweetheart.
I grab her arms, twisting her and holding her tightly as Piper sinks one of her daggers into her shoulder. The youngling screeches, a deafening sound that leaves my eardrums crackling.
Ooh.
She thrashes as silver burns her flesh, the smell of it turning my stomach. She tries to claw at the blade, leaving fingers bloodied, even more so than they already were. I tackle her to the forest floor, pushing her face into the dirt, my knee firmly lodged against her spine. The youngling screams as Piper forcibly grabs her hair, yanking her head back. She stares her down, tactfully avoiding the snapping of her jaw, and she shakes her head.
Put her out of her misery.
We work in tandem to remove her head clean from her body. It's the only way, however violent it may be. I feel warmth spray against my skin, the unmistakable smell of copper permeating the air. The visceral sounds of tearing flesh and breaking bone fills the clearing. Then she turns into nothingness beneath us. An unrecognizable pile of blood and viscera, yet another human life stolen and twisted into something evil. Well, that was fun.
We are gonna need to wash our clothes so badly. I hope the witches have some, like, blood be gone.
Right?
Because we are kneeling in a pile of fucking viscera right now.
I brush the dirt from my knees and take a deep breath, watching Piper clean off her bloody daggers on the grass.
We should really get going.
She turns to face me, and I spot that her face is covered in dark spatterings of crimson.
Oh, let me get that for you.
I take a tentative step forward, and her eyes quickly flicker to my face.
You have a little something.
I do? I nod, stepping closer again, unable to stifle the smile that threatens to curl up my lips as she stares me down.
Right here.
I touch the tip of her nose, and then each of her cheeks.
May I?
She arches her brow at me, her eyes sparkling wickedly. You may. She tilts her head and waits expectantly, a hand resting upon her cocked hip. I reach out and brush my thumb over the apple of her full, freckled cheeks, wiping away the still wet blood. It smears, so I press a little harder, grimacing as I make even more of a mess of her face. She huffs a quiet laugh. I can tell she was attempting to swallow, and she grabs my wrist and reels me in. Oh,
Come on.
fuck.
Put your back into it.
Okay, shit, girl. Goddamn. I laugh as Piper uses the sleeve of my coat to roughly wipe her face clean, leaving her cheeks a delightful rosy red.
Like, she just grabs my wrist and goes like,
How do I look? I inspect the damage to my sleeve with a sigh and register the bloodstains. Certainly not the worst mess I've been in.
You've been in worse? But, Are creatures popping like balloons in front of you?
Probably. I mean, we are the fucking general, bro.
Positively ravishing, as always.
Ours. I clear my throat, enchanted by the way her eyes crinkle at the corners when she laughs.
I mean it, Piper. Even covered in blood.
I know you mean it.
We'd better get going. August will be having an absolute bitch fit.
Piper tilts her head to the side, a loud crack as her bones click back into their rightful place. Let's dash. It's easy to tell what we're dealing with as we draw nearer to the scene. Dozens of hunters and enforcers of varying ranks saturate the small clearing, the majority of them still dressed in their festival attire, much like Piper and I.
Oh, poor August and their cunty coat. It's gonna be all fucked up now.
We spot a retrieval team emerging from the tree line. Their faces are pale and drawn. Then, that's how I know. They didn't make it.
You're here.
They looked strangely relieved to see me. The way we had to part on the beach was less than satisfactory. Especially after whatever that was that transpired between us. I try to think about it. It's not the place or time, but fond way that they gaze at me tells me they long to reach out and touch me.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
To make sure I'm real, that I'm alive. I feel it too. We ran into some trouble on the way, but we took care of it. I gather that's why you were here so late. It's fine. Obviously, such things cannot be prevented.
It's not good news, as I'm sure you can tell.
My heart sinks. I knew, but hearing it out loud is still unpleasant.
Do we have an identity?
They shake their head, brushing the front of their fur coat, and I'm sure they're less than happy about wearing in such a situation.
They're gonna
We
have to
cannot
fucking brush
identify
their
the-
coat.
Their voice catches.
There is no body. Again, nothing but, well, I don't need to repeat such monstrous details. You've read the reports from the previous murders. Much of the same ghastliness.
Piper scoffs, her shoulders tensing, and I swear I can see tears in her eyes. She's hurting and angry. So angry that I can feel it. Goose flesh prickles across my skin thanks to our close proximity, and my own emotions waver with the sheer force of it. This is fucking ridiculous.
This cannot keep happening, August.
I flinch, feeling the surge of energy as August reacts. The smell of ozone is suddenly thick in the air.
Uh-oh.
There's a flash in the darkness and violet sparks crackle about their clenched fists, their eyes alight.
Thank you, Piper, for your input. I didn't know this was upsetting. I assumed everyone was enjoying this.
A dozen eyes turn to look at them, and they quickly calm themselves. August looks beyond exhausted as always. The skin beneath their eyes is purple, their cheeks drawn. Piper opens her mouth to retaliate, but wisely decides against it. This actually might be the first time I've seen her look guilty. August averts their gaze as if they can't bear to look at her. They're too upset.
I suggest you keep your thoughts to yourself in such a situation, unless you have any useful insight.
That's not a question.
Yes. Sorry, General.
I thought as much. We're all hurting, Piper, not just you. August sighs deeply, sparing us both a woeful glance before they address the gathered forces.
Hunters, any mages present will patrol the immediate area. Generals will head further afield and begin an extensive perimeter search. I want no stone unturned here. Any juniors need to get the hell out of here. You're not equipped to even think about dealing with whatever this thing is. And I won't be responsible for your demise. Anyone else present is to report back to headquarters immediately. We'll need people on the ground in order to reassure the townsfolk. I don't want this causing widespread panic. It's damage control time.
There's a quiet, subdued mumble of, "Yes, General," and they all dutifully begin to obey August's orders, disappearing in various directions.
Would you like me to join the perimeter search?
No, I'd like you to go home. Leave this to the others. We need you ready for anything that may transpire overnight.
Of course.
Piper fidgets, uneasy. What? You're a major, aren't you? If you were listening, you'll know what I asked of you. Tension between them is yet again immensely unpleasant. Of course, General. She should have expected such a response, and I wonder if she'll ever learn. Or maybe she's hoping to rile them up. I can't tell. She throws me a quick, pitiful glance before she glares at August and turns to join her comrades. Later. August massages their temples, inhaling sharply. I notice that their hands are trembling, and I unconsciously take a step towards them, fearful they might pass out. They hold out their hand. I'm fine. Really.
General.
I appreciate your concern, Hunter, really. Anything that ails me is my fault and mine alone.
Now please, head back. I mean it when I said I need you rested.
You'll be the first to hear if anything significant happens. I'll send a messenger to retrieve you when the victim has been identified.
Of course. Good night, and stay safe.
If you think I'm staying out here in this for another second, you're sorely mistaken. I have a mountain of paperwork the size of the airbag on my desk. Farewell, Otto. I take a final look at the scene where the Enforcer witches have cast their mage lights over a bloodied patch of grass, leaving them to their work no matter how much I long to investigate. After that outburst, it's best not to question my Enforcer's request. I bow my head before I turn, eager to get out of here. As I head back through the woodland, I notice how eerily silent it is. A strange sense of calm washes over me, then a whisper. Harry. I stop dead in my tracks, my hand hovering over my weapon. I see nothing, feel nothing, no matter how hard I concentrate. Then I realize that voice, that familiar subdued ache that begins to creep into my temple.
James?
You deserve to know. The pain ebbs and flows, my breathing growing unsteady, almost as if something weighs heavily upon my chest. The fleeting, comforting calm that just settled over me is snatched away as his voice continues to echo in my mind.
No what?
I'm sorry. A sharp, burning pain shoots up my spine, and I fall to the ground. The snow-covered grass is wet beneath my fingertips. His words are cut off, and after a moment, I'm yet again surrounded by a blissful silence.
Fucking ghosts.
I drag myself to my feet, and now I only have one thing on my mind, one thing that I must do. Visit Lieutenant General and find out what the hell is happening to me. After having no luck finding him in his own office, I head to the only other place I assume he might be at this hour. The door to August's office is thankfully ajar, so I peek around the frame, finding Harry standing alone.
Keep in mind, we haven't changed yet. We are covered in blood, mud, and our outfit is wet because we fell in the snow.
He has a report in hand, his coat hung on the back of August's chair. He looks exhausted, his eyes red-rimmed. Oh, baby was crying. However, when he notices me, he still offers me a bright, earnest smile.
I can't tell you how relieved I am to see you safe.
My throat feels tight and I can't quite place why. James is doing a good job of making it difficult for me to stop thinking about him. The pain I feel from his final moment was raw, like an exposed nerve. For some reason, when I think of it, I now think of Harry. I need to know why he wanted me to come here, why everything seems to point back to the man standing before me.
I need to tell you something, but I need you to promise that you won't think I've lost my mind.
Harry narrows his gaze, nodding once. Go on.
I visited the graveyard a few days ago while I was getting my bearings.
He stays silent, but I can't help but notice the way his knuckles bleed white as he tightens his fist.
I felt an overwhelming sense of grief there, pain, a yearning for a lost love, a sense of failure and crippling sorrow. I thought nothing of it at the time. It's not unheard of for those that have been murdered to feel scared or sentimental in their final moments, in my experience. But
Harry drops his gaze, his bright eyes sad and edged with tears. My words threaten to catch in my throat, but I relent.
the other night I visited again. It was almost like something was pulling me there. I heard more, not just a memory this time. He spoke to me.
He looks like he's seen a ghost. He stares at me wide-eyed, quickly swiping at his cheeks.
Oh, James.
I get the horrible feeling that he's been waiting for this.
I need to know.
He nods, clearly understanding. Then he takes a deep, shuddering breath.
James was assigned as my very first hunter the moment we both graduated at 18. He'd shown remarkable promise in school, basically skipping all of the junior nonsense that they force on you. I, too, had impressed, so we were placed together in the hopes that we'd become unstoppable. We were inseparable in the field together for decades, until I took this post as Lieutenant General.
A pause and another deep breath, one that shakes.
But, as well as being my subordinate, he was also my partner. My husband.
My heart sinks, bile rushing in my throat. I've read countless reports about him and the infamous Hunter Lane over the years, but I never knew his first name or anything about him other than his incomparable work. Official records tend to omit personal details for the safety of the hunter or enforcer in question, unless they become a leader like Harry. They were admittable, the best of the best. Together they killed some of the most nefarious creatures in our history, and, without question, every young trainee aspires to be just like Hunter Lane. To think he's just gone, and what Harry must be going through.
I'm so sorry. I had no idea.
For nearly 10 years, yes. But we'd known each other forever. I failed the hunter initiation quite dramatically, and he was taken away to his father's home country to train to become what I'd always dreamed of becoming. Life had other plans for me, but we still found each other in the end. He used to joke that we were destined. The romantic fool. I really don't think it's sunk in that he's gone just yet. I keep thinking he's going to walk through my door, covered head to toe in blood and grime, with a stupid, wonderful grin on his face.
I notice how his eyes light up when he talks about him.
They say that people deal with grief differently, but I haven't quite figured mine out just yet. I apologize for not telling you, but it was important to me that I could trust you first. My judgment has been impaired, I'll admit it, though this turn of events isn't exactly what I expected. All I can think about now is justice. About the others that died before him, and what we could have done to stop it. What I could have done to stop it.
What did he tell you when he spoke to you? His words waver, and he mindlessly fiddles with the wedding band, eagerly awaiting my response. I think about what Ezra said, about being careful who I share this with. Did the warning apply to Lieutenant General of all of Iskira?
What do you want to do?
Should we tell him the truth?
Except, you know what? I've played this game 7 times. I know both answers. He told me to leave, that he failed, and that there's no hope.
He swallows thickly, his expression unchanging.
I got the impression he wanted to say more, but I don't know how he managed to communicate with me in the first place. I think he can only say so much before he fades away. It feels like a great struggle for him to reach out. I cannot explain it.
He closes his eyes tight, shaking his head as if he can't bear to hear any more.
I will need you to speak to Augustus about this. They know more about psionic magic than anyone here. I'm sure they'll be able to help you figure this out. I do not trust anyone else.
Then a hopeful look.
Did he truly not say anything else?
He didn't, but the first night that I felt him, I could tell how much he loved you, Harry. You were all he could think about in his final moments.
He laughs quietly.
Yes. Well, he's all I can think about too. A curse now, I suppose.
Silence hangs heavy between us, and I don't quite know what to say next. He looks devastated. Understandably. He must have had so much on his mind already with the latest murder, and now this. The way he came alive when he spoke about James didn't go unnoticed, and I wonder if maybe talking about him would lift his mood.
There's a lot of hunters out there that can only aspire to be half as brilliant as Hunter Lane. I would love to hear what he was like, if you don't mind.
His somber expression disappears, and he seems to brighten up a little.
He was a cocky son of a bitch, but it worked well for him in the field. He was never careless, though. I often found myself watching him instead of paying attention to whatever was attacking us. Luckily, he could fight well enough to protect us both, or I'm sure we'd have been in trouble. A lot of enforcers choose to stay cooped up in a stuffy office, away from all that danger. Working with James made me not want to miss a thing.
He digs into his coat pocket, retrieving his wallet and pulling out a small, weathered photo. He pauses, staring me down as if he has reservations, but then he hands it over. It's of him and James. They look young, beyond happy, and impossibly in love. Oh! Oh, baby angels!
Oh, the doomed Yowie!
Why is it so doomed?
We were unbearable to be around, I'm sure.
Oh my god! I studied the genuine smiles and the way their fingers are laced together. I may not know James aside from the voice in my head, but I feel a strange connection to him, as if I've known him forever.
Thank you for showing me.
He tucks the photo back into its place right beside a neatly folded up letter.
Well, apparently he appears to have taken a liking to you. It's only fair for you to put a face to the name, I suppose.
He stares down at his hand, once again twisting his wedding band. His expression is neutral when he meets my gaze, but in a split second his disposition shifts to the stiff formality I'm so used to when dealing with figures of authority. I gather that our conversation is about his dearly departed is over.
What happened tonight could have been prevented. It's unacceptable that we were so aware of the looming threat, and yet we let our guard down and lost another life. This cannot happen again.
I nod, agreeing wholeheartedly, but I cannot shake the feeling that, yes, this could have been prevented if it weren't for the festival. The festival he was so adamant and went ahead despite others' clear apprehension, including August. I think better of pressing the matter. Harry suddenly doesn't seem like a man willing to admit fault.
I mean, Harry did say he wasn't thinking clearly.
Did you? Well, let me just flip you off. Let me just flip you off real quick. Did you speak to the twins as I requested?
I did, and as I'm sure you expected, I didn't get much out of them.
A quiet hum, which I think is an indifferent agreement, and Harry sighs heavily. They are rather adept at both lying and sheer avoidance.
I am interested in speaking to the brother alone, though. There was something off about him, like he just didn't want to be there. I also came across a letter outside the building. One that was addressed to him. The language looked demonic.
Harry nods, indifferent, and I wonder if he even heard me. He clears his throat and flicks his eyes to the side as though he has no interest in humoring me any longer.
There's nothing more you can do here until we've identified the victim. Get some rest. It's late. You're dismissed, Hunter.
Though I'm used to being addressed in such a manner, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't perplexed by his shift in demeanor. I chalk it down to grief, just like he said, but I can't help but feel like maybe I've disappointed him somehow. I turn and I quietly leave.
Sorry, Dad.
Did he want more than what I had? Snow is falling as I step outside, though the hour is late, there is certainly no peaceful quiet in Lunaris tonight. The streets outside of the headquarters are bustling with hunters, enforcers, and everything in between.
I feel like they should send the hunters out in at least pairs, if not trios.
Yeah. I keep my head down as I make my way toward the wolf. I fall into a trance as I replay my conversation with Harry over and over, trying to pinpoint the exact moment that made him change his attitude so drastically. I snap back to reality when I bump into something cold and hard, finding a pair of familiar golden eyes staring back at me when I look up. Finnegan.
Distracted, are we?
Oh, now, yes.
I'm distracted by your titties.
Hello. Hello, gentlemen. Probably want to motorboat your chest. I step back, brushing down the front of my coat. I can see that his lips are at the cusp of curling into the side in a vaguely amused smirk.
You could say that it's been a long night.
He offers me a sympathetic look, shoving his hands firmly into his coat pockets as a duo of enforcers pass by. They make a point to glare at him, and by proxy at me for being near him. Finn dutifully avoids their gazes like a man who has centuries to perfect feigning indifference to the way people like me treat him and his kind. I'm glad to see you're safe, Otto. We were all worried for you when we heard.
Thank you, Finn.
He turns to check that the street is clear, turning back to me with a serious look. I have my clan patrolling the woods. I'll ensure that they're out until dawn, searching if necessary. Anything we can do to help find whatever or whoever is doing this. I'm grateful for the assistance, and I certainly can't say I've ever had an entire clan of vampires as allies before. I'm optimistic that their help will be of great value to me.
That's very kind.
After an indecipherable pause, Finn's expression drifts towards somewhere far away. You know, I was out there just now. I picked up a scent, something familiar.
Familiar how?
He steps closer, and there's a certain air of caution in the way he addresses me, as if he's unsure we're truly alone. I didn't get to hang around. There were too many enforcers, but the blood on that stone we found in the graveyard, at the scene of... He pauses, apprehension clouding the way he looks at me. His next words are glum and as dead as his demeanor. Of Hunter Lane's death. He steps into the waters as the way he holds my stare is anything to go by, waiting to see just how clued in I am.
I know about him, Finn. I spoke to Harry just now.
He might be a vampire, but the look that crosses his face momentarily isn't exactly subtle. He casts his eyes away from me, the frown that settled at his brow softening around the edges. He licks one of his fangs, thinking with the forlornness that suits him a little too well. I see. And how did that go? I shrug because I can't really offer him anything else. I feel deflated and defeated.
Not great. He's in mourning, and I don't think he's in the right mind to be making decisions.
Finn purses his lips, contemplating my statement.
That's a bold way to speak of your Lieutenant General. But I don't doubt your instincts. I've lost loved ones, and it's never easy. The mind needs time to heal after such trauma. And all Harry is doing is delaying his grief.
Alright, so we're about to go into a break. Do you want to take a break?
Yeah.
Okay. We are going to take a break and then talk to the sexy vampire afterwards. So we're going to see you in like 5 minutes or so.
Sounds
So
good.
hang out. We'll be right back.
And we're back. And we're back.
Welcome back. So we had a little break. Adam is still out in the wild hills, driving himself and other people crazy, and we left him for that. Megan decided to have mercy upon me, and she's going to be taking over the narrator, and I will just be voicing all the characters.
Yeah.
Thank you. My learnings, thanks you. Alright, so last we left off, we're talking to a vampire in the middle of the street.
Yes.
And he's kind of cute, and we like him
And
for
he's
that.
got, not only is his coat got a deep V, his shirt has a deep V.
He just let them titties out.
He just
He's all
wants
about
them
that
titties
cleavage.
out. He's like, I just need you to be aware of my cleavage.
Huh. It's like, alright, I've lost loved ones too, and it's never easy. The mind needs time to heal after such trauma, and all Harry's doing is delaying his grief.
Eventually, he throws me a half-hearted smile, but I sense it's something pitiful rather than friendly. I suspect my frustration with my current predicament is glaringly obvious without him having to read my thoughts.
I'm sorry you've been kept so in the dark. I can sense that you're frustrated, and I don't blame you. As much as I may not agree with certain information being withheld, it truly is for your safety.
It's funny because everyone keeps saying such things, but it certainly doesn't feel like anything other than sheer avoidance. He removes his hand from his pocket, running long fingers through his hair with a knowing exhale.
Yes, well, I cannot excuse anyone else's behavior, but I can apologize for my own. Come by the catacombs when you get the chance. I have some things we can discuss that may help.
Though spending some time underground in a tomb sounds less than appealing, Finn doesn't look like the kind of man who lives in squalor. Plus, any information is valued, and Finn has lived here long enough to know the ins and outs of this strange little town. Thank you. I'll take you up on that as soon as I can. He tips his head, encouraging me to follow him towards the wolf, I assume.
Come on, I'll walk you home.
I'm eager to get inside, and with a few strides I catch up to him, falling in step. I don't require an escort, you know. Everyone seems so set on ensuring I'm safe, but you all seem to be forgetting that I was brought here to save the day. Supposedly. He purses his lips in an obvious attempt to stop himself from laughing, and I watch the bob of his throat as he swallows the noise.
I'm aware that you require no assistance, but think about the hunters that were killed. They were of your caliber, your rank. The best of the best, as the enforcers love to say. The thought of you ending up like them is not a pleasant one.
So everyone else can die, just not us.
Where his Blorbo? He has a point, I suppose.
For those of you who are like, what the fuck are they just talking about? Megan was explaining to me what a blorbo was off camera.
She's old, it's okay.
I'm learning.
Very well, but no coddling, understand?
Yes, General.
He laughs again when he catches sight of the dramatic roll of my eyes, sidestepping with startling grace to avoid the elbow that I launch towards his ribcage. We walk quietly through the streets, the cobblestones glistening with frost. The moon is full and hangs low in the sky, as it always seems to here in Lunaris, and Finn exhales sharply to break the silence. I glance at him, too tired to ask him any of the hundreds of questions that run through my mind. I think he knows somehow, because he also seems to have something on the tip of his tongue. We stop outside the wolf, the lantern that hangs above the door, dark thanks to the late hour. I glance up at the now familiar sign, a scrappy-looking white wolf howling at a full moon, and I laugh. Finn leans against the mismatched brick and stares at me quite intensely, his eyes unnervingly bright in the glowing darkness.
What's funny?
You're all masters of being painfully cryptic, and yet I still feel at home. But I shouldn't trust a single one of you, should I? He turns, checking we're alone again before he leans a little closer, his voice low.
That's for you to decide. So, tell me, Hunter, What does that tricky little gut of yours tell you about all of this? About us? What do you feel?
Flirt.
Oh, yeah.
I find myself getting lost in molten gold, watching him watch me. A witty response turns to ash on my tongue. I try to search his face for a clue about what he seeks, but I come up short. I feel that I should be doing anything other than talking to strange vampires in the snow at this early hour.
And yet here you are.
I sigh, joining him in leaning against the wall, my breath turning to mist against the cold air. Here I am. I wish I knew what it was about him that draws me in, besides the obvious. By all accounts, I should be overly cautious around such a creature, but Finn makes me feel more at ease than I thought possible.
It's the man boobies.
It's the titties, yeah. And I need that tonight more than ever. I want to get to know him, to understand why my heart pounds so feverishly whenever he's near.
It's just 'cause you're a horno.
I should head inside. My words sound dull and I know I don't mean them. I'm looking for a reason to stay right here, anchored in this spot.
You sound positively enthused.
I shrug, sparing the old door of the tavern a glance. The sheets are scratchy. I'm just psyching myself up.
That's fair.
After a very brief pause, he quickly steals his gaze. He reaches out and runs a cool iron finger along the curve of my cheekbone.
Damn, son!
The etchings flicker in the darkness.
You are quite lovely, you know.
He moves quick.
I cannot resist the impulse to tip my head in blatant invitation, the way wolves show submission, baring the column of my throat to a man that could rip it out in the blink of an eye. His cool digit stops over the place where my pulse thrums furiously, and I no longer care that he can hear, that he knows what he's doing to me. We really need to make art of the Otome attack helicopter.
I could just get them. I can order them on Amazon. I designed our attack helicopter.
He smells strangely like a dying summer, though I suspect his memories of sunshine are long dead.
Sweet dreams, fair hunter. I daren't keep you from your rest much longer.
My traitorous body shivers under his touch, and I mourn the loss of it when he finally pulls away. He quickly stuffs his hands back into his coat pockets as if the temptation would be too much if he didn't. I take a deep breath and try to gather my wits. I can't seem to find it in me to mind.
I kept hitting the wrong button. I'm like, relax.
He smiles at that, and I sense reluctance as he pushes away from the wall, ready to depart.
Ah, alas. You have a town to save. Plus, the night is still young, for a creature like myself.
I sigh, staying closer than is probably necessary, craving contact of any kind as I watch his grin grow wider. Right, I really should head inside, though, I suppose.
A pleasure as always. And remember, we've got your back. Should we find anything of interest overnight, I'll come running. Daylight permitting, of course. Good night, Hunter.
I return his smile, pushing the heavy door to the wolf open and praying it doesn't creak and wake the other residents. Good night, Finn.
Good night, Moon.
I watch him go before I close the door, only the light of the moon guiding his way as he disappears into the darkness. You know what's kind of sad?
What?
So this is spoilers for Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get our own apartment if we stay in the town. We fucking live at the inn.
That's hilarious. I'm an indweller.
Yeah. I finally settle upon the hard mattress, the cheap sheets harsh against my skin as I attempt to get comfortable. Light from the low-hanging moon pours into my room. I've scrubbed myself clean of any traces of grime from the hunt, and I can't help but feel irritated from the sheer lack of progress I've made so far. I come to the conclusion that there are too many secret keepers in this town, and I refuse to feel defeated or let it continue. Overwhelmed by today's events, I find myself falling into a swift and dreamless sleep. Reality settles over me when I wake, a thick smog that almost suffocates me as I reluctantly drag myself from the almost comfort of my bed. I haven't had anywhere near enough rest, but I must relent. I gather the energy to dress and head downstairs to face whatever obstacles are hastily and inevitably shoved in my way. As my eyes take in the bleary sight of the empty tavern, the hideous sound of the scraping of wood against stone assaults my ears. In the corner of the room, Alcar stumbles to his feet, the chair he's been sitting on almost toppling over. He catches it and sets it right, then grimaces briefly before stalking over to me. It's easy to see the hunch of his shoulders and the stiffness of his posture. For a moment I wonder if he's hurt somehow, but as he comes closer it seems more likely he's only wary, perhaps? Not unusual, but with the commotion last night, it puts me ill at ease. I don't need supernatural senses to know that this is going to be another pebble on the mountain of mysteries. He looks a mess. What has he been doing? Rolling around on the forest floor?
Probably.
Hunter, I need to speak with you.
He doesn't sound like the aloof, cocky half-lycan I've come to know. He speaks forcefully, but there's a tremor in his voice that's hard to miss. What's wrong? The frown deepens. Instead of explaining himself, Alcar holds out his hand and uncurls his fingers, revealing a crumpled ball of fabric. For a moment I stare at him and the thing he's holding without comprehension. Alcar stares back, his expression telling me that he thinks I'm an idiot for not getting it. But then I realize the distinctive purple under the dirt and the dried, crusted blood, and my stomach drops. A hunter's sash. Alcar is holding a hunter's sash in his hand. Or what's left of it. The thing is in a sorry state. Its original color almost indistinguishable under the grime. Carefully I reach out to take it from him for closer inspection. He looks down.
It doesn't belong to the hunter that was killed last night. It doesn't belong to any of them. It's not right. The smell.
I stare at him in disbelief, shaking my head as I feel the gritty fabric between my fingers. Then who does it belong to? Alcar shrugs half-heartedly. In the tavern's uncertain light, his face is drawn and his eyes are sunken, exhausted, I realize. But his tail still flicks back and forth, back and forth. In impatience or agitation, it's hard to tell with him. All I know is that Alcar is telling the truth, if for no other reason than because he's too worn out for deception.
I tried, but I couldn't tell. I searched all night with Finn's clan, but we came up short.
He looks over his shoulder, checking to ensure we don't have company.
I have to be careful. I can't be seen with such things. They'll...
A sharp exhale, and he admits defeat, shoulders drooping, ears flat against his head. There's as much bitter resentment in his voice as there is sulk.
They'll make me pay for my generosity with my own blood. Again.
The certainty with which he says it makes my stomach drop almost as much as his grim resignation. Flirt?
Alert!
I raise an eyebrow at him, even as I carefully pocket the piece of evidence. I haven't forgotten the brief conversation with Finn in the graveyard about the strange smelling blood. This feels like a vague but worthwhile piece of the puzzle. And despite himself, Alcar delivered it to me, a stranger, and a hunter at that. Probably precisely because I'm a stranger. Fuck knows he probably doesn't trust any of my colleagues in this town. Still, it's got me touched. Don't worry, Alcar. I won't mention you. And even if they do try to give you trouble for it, they'll have to get through me first. Alcar's jaw drops. He stares at me like I've said something outlandish before the moment passes and he takes a step back. A bark of laugh bubbling out of him.
Oh, that's rich.
I glare at him and he grins right back with not an ounce of humility.
Richer than you? Oh, sorry.
Richer than you, that's for sure.
What are you, 12?
Right on your level then, right? The grin widens, his canines bared, sharp and large, and in genuine amusement, Alcar surveys me for a moment with his arms still crossed, but there is something else in his gaze now. After a moment he laughs again, but averts his eyes. I don't miss that. Nor do I miss the blush. Nor the fact he can't seem to stop grinning.
You're a fucking riot, Hunter.
I love love my boy. Okay, like of the 7 times I've played this game, like 4 of them, or 3 of them, have been Alcar and Owen's route. So I am very aware. Like I've married this man 3 times.
That's awesome.
Seems your type. He rolls his eyes, looking none too upset. He leans closer suddenly, lowering his voice despite the empty tavern.
I don't know how much or how little you've decided to trust the Pomps in that workplace of yours. And I said all that shit about not trusting anyone. But just listen to me this once. Take that to Ezra, not your superior.
He regards me with beseeching intensity, eyes flickering across my face like he's looking for some sort of give. Something he can trust. I don't know if I can give it to him. Alcar's concerned for his own well-being. I understand this is different. Yet I have no desire to bother Harry this morning, not after last night, and not over an inconclusive scrap of something that smells strange. August is another mystery altogether. Ezra does have a wonderful little shop full of witchy magic. In a town this small, I can only surmise he would be the one with the most tools at his disposal to suss out an analysis for something like this. It does make sense to go to him, which is all well and good because Alcar is beginning to look downright fidgety. Alright, I'll go to Ezra with this. Alcar stares at me for a second longer, like he doesn't know if I was being honest. Eventually, however, his shoulders relax and he takes a step back.
Then my job's done. Hope you don't mind me quitting this place. The tavern's no fun when there's nobody here to annoy.
He drops into a mocking half-assed bow, his tail swishing, and then all but squeezes himself out of the door right past me before I can so much as frown. I stare where Alcar has already vanished and wonder for a moment if I should chase him down. He's no hunter, and I have a feeling, not entirely natural, that the thing out there isn't interested in lichens, witches, demons, or vampires. It's nothing to do with the killing pattern, it's... Sighing, I tuck my coat a little tighter around myself and reluctantly make to follow his path. Breakfast will have to wait. The shop is empty when I arrive, that comforting tinkle of the bell that sits above the door welcoming me. Ezra is nowhere to be seen, but I do spot a small white cat curled up at the foot of the shop counter, a curious creature, one that gives off the same soothing magical aura as her assumed owner. The purple curtain that separates the shop and living quarters twitches, and Ezra emerges, clutching a cup of steaming tea.
I'm so relieved to see that you're okay.
The cat's ears twitch at the sound of his voice, and she stretches, sauntering over to him and parading herself in between his legs. He ignores her, moving to place his tea upon the counter.
I heard that you had to depart the festival quite abruptly. We were all worried.
I nod politely, offering him a clipped smile. I did, unfortunately.
I hope you had enough rest. You look exhausted, not that I'm surprised after I assume it was an incredibly late evening. Would you like some tea?
The sash feels heavy in my coat, and as much as I enjoy exchanging pleasantries with the witch, I'm here for a reason. Actually, I need your help with something quite urgent.
You do? What is it?
Both the cat and Ezra watch me intently as I retrieve the stash. The violet, bloodied fabric unfurling as I hold it up. The cat hisses, her hackles raised as she darts into the back room. That paired with the look on Ezra's face unnerves me, and I sigh heavily, exasperated as he rushes past me to lock the front door. Oh, good, so this isn't anything bad. You know, his cat just fucking hissed, ran out of the room.
His magical cat just freaked the fuck out.
And he's just locking every lock on his fucking front door.
Like 20 locks.
Deadbolt and all. He faces the door, palms splayed flat upon the window pane. It glows a pleasant shade of blue as he whispers what I assume to be a ward incantation before he turns to join me.
Oh shit. Now he's casting locks on the fucking door. He doesn't have enough locks. He needs to cast more. Megan, you know what I love? That when I was reading, every character had something to fucking say that wasn't voiced. Now that you're reading, everyone's voiced. And I'm just sitting here like, oh, this is nice.
Though we're quite clearly alone, his voice is tactfully quiet.
Where exactly did you get that?
The words rush out of him and his aura is panicked, so much so that I begin to feel a terrible sense of unease washing over me. Ezra is the one person I truly had no hesitation about trusting from the start. Someone I thought I could rely on, but I find myself questioning his intentions. Could he possibly already know who this belongs to? And if so, how? Elcar found it in the woods last night. He told me to bring it to you and only you. He runs a hand through his curls, and I notice that it's shaking. Ezra, are you okay? A heavy exhale, and he closes his eyes, shaking his head before he meets my gaze.
I don't think you understand. This puts us all in danger.
Danger? I don't understand. It's just a sash. I simply hoped you could identify who it belonged to.
I am very concerned and invested in what's happening right now.
You're aware of who its owner is, I assume, based on your reaction? I play dumb, disguising my interest and the fact that I know it's not the new victims. If he's hiding something, I'll find out. He moves around to the other side of the counter, nervously rearranging a pile of glowing crystals and pushing aside a dish filled with colorful gems. He spares me a glance as he takes a seat, and then he forces a smile.
I have an inkling, yes. May I?
He holds out his hand, which I observe is now perfectly steady.
He's gonna flip over the sash, and there's gonna be a name inside of it because every uniform has like a little name sticker on the inside, like it belongs to XYZ person.
I'm hesitant to part with the scrap after that little display of uncertainty, but he seems to have collected his thoughts. Are you sure? He nods, wiggling his fingers impatiently.
As sure as I'll ever be. Now, let us get this over with.
As soon as the sash meets his palm, a bright emerald light emanates from his fingertips. The fabric hovers midair, suspended by vibrant whirls of magic. The movement of Ezra's hands is fluid like water as he commands his spell. I watch in awe as a mark forms before him, indecipherable shapes shifting and changing. His eyes are alight, brighter than ever, as the blood that coats the sash seems to pull away from the fabric, suspended alongside his magic. It's beautiful, a truly impressive display, but I ensure I don't take my eyes off him for even a second. His lips part, his brow deeply furrowed as he concentrates. He doesn't look pleased, and I'm not entirely sure exactly what he's doing, but whatever it is, I just hope that it helps. This is the first solid piece of evidence I've managed to get my hands on, and I refuse to rest until I get a name. A sharp inhale, and Ezra closes his eyes tight, the magic dissipating, and the sash falls and settles upon the wood. He drops his head, his knuckles tight as he grips the edge of the counter.
I had a feeling.
Ezra, work with me here. I need you to be honest. He looks scared, maybe even a little upset.
This is way bigger than me, but I can't in good conscience keep this from you.
I'm not sure if he's talking directly to me, or if he's reassuring himself.
Is it my sash? Am I missing a sash?
I suspect it's the latter. I try to remain calm, and I truly am unsurprised that yet another person in this town has managed to refrain from divulging potentially valuable information.
The sash belongs to a girl named Aya Walker.
He pushes away from the counter, putting distance between himself and the sash, eyeing it warily. And who exactly is Aya Walker?
I really shouldn't say anymore. I would hate for any harm to come to you because of me.
Ezra, baby girl.
God. You know, why am I here? I'm supposed to be investigating, but nobody wants to tell me what the fuck's happening.
Harm? Who would harm me over something as insignificant as a name? I'm growing increasingly more frustrated as the minutes pass by, and Ezra can tell. I know he's not stupid. If anything, he's too smart. I suppose he's just looking out for himself, but whatever knowledge he's retaining is clearly valuable, and I must know. I think back to what Omen said only a few nights ago, about Finn visiting less, about Ezra being tired all the time. Is this connected somehow? Flirt.
I'll protect you.
I cannot stop myself from going to him. The way he stares at the sash and the way all the color drains from his freckled cheeks has my heart aching. Ezra, it's okay. I'll never let anything happen to you.
I worry about you. I know that sounds foolish, but I care for you, and I will not be responsible for you getting hurt.
He wraps his arms around his waist, almost as if he's trying to hold himself together. I reach out with a tentative hand, and he steps forward without hesitation. I wrap my arms around him, our bodies seamed from shoulder to waist to hip. He buries his face in the crook of my neck, his hands splayed upon my back. His fingers curl tightly in my clothing.
Oh, he's a hugger.
I hold him until I'm sure that he's not going to fall apart, until I know he feels safe.
Thank you.
We reluctantly part, and I register the way his cheeks have darkened, his green eyes bright. Anytime. Ezra eventually shifts his weight, his breathing steadier than it had been, and he clears his throat.
Aya was a general. She was relatively new in town after being transferred here and was arrested quite suddenly. No one outside of the enforcers knows why. Like some dirty little secret.
Hunters, especially of a general's rank, are very rarely thrown in the dungeons for minor transgressions. We're too valuable, so what did she do? I don't know what to do with this information. A young general being thrown into the dungeons is alarming, especially when there's no apparent reason. Treason, murder, unlawful torture, these are all things I know hunters have been imprisoned for, but never without the public having full knowledge.
Excuse me? I just want to ask, unlawful torture? So there's lawful torture in this world? I just wanted to clarify that.
Such events are not usually quiet ones.
Okay. We're just gonna go past that, alright. Okay. Enhanced questioning techniques are okay in this world. Got it.
We have families and friends. We save lives. There must be something somewhere that tells me why she was stripped of her title and thrown in a cell. I take the sash from the counter and tuck it back inside my coat, and Ezra keeps a close eye on the movement, as if it may jump out and bite him. Who was her enforcer? Ezra throws me a look, that look again, the one where he looks sad and reluctant.
Was it Ezra? Or no, was it August? Oh, fuck. Oh. Gus.
Of course, because I don't have enough on my plate already. He quickly scrambles to add to his statement, clearly not wanting me to think ill of August.
Only in the interim while her transfer was processed. She and Piper hit it off quite quickly, but she was gone before she had a chance to thrive.
And wasn't Piper also demoted?
The thick plottins.
I take a step towards the door, and Ezra nervously follows.
I see why you like this game. Where are you going?
He looks like he wants to reach out and stop me, but he thinks better of it. I'm like starting to unlock all the fucking locks.
And then I'm just like, can you unmagic the door, please? Can you unmagic it?
I'm going to clear my head before... I don't know. I reach to turn the locks, then for the handle, watching his ward shimmer and fade as he reluctantly waves his hand. Something begs at me to pause. Tell me, why are you so afraid?
I'm scared to learn the truth. I've only ever wanted to find somewhere to settle, somewhere quiet and away from the things that gave me nightmares. I found that here. I found love, a family, and yet...
Nothing lasts forever? He shakes his head.
Everything crumbles, eventually. That's why I'm afraid. I just want a normal life.
We stare each other down for a lingering moment, and I truly feel sorry for him. For everyone in this town. I assume that associating yourself with creatures doesn't grant you much peace.
It does not.
I drop my head, my mind swimming. People are dying and being thrown in dungeons. I've got your back, Ezra, just as long as you have mine.
Thank you. Just stay safe. We need you.
Chill air hits me as soon as I open the door of Ezra's shop and step outside. It hisses in my ears, piercing through my layers like it wants to chase me back indoors. I feel like I know this scene. I'm remembering something. It's been a while since I've played this game. I can think of no alternative more enticing, but my work is done here and I need to move on. Not a moment less well-timed, it seems, as I close the door and immediately notice a familiar face skulking about just out of my vision until now. Omen startles when he realizes that I've spotted him. He takes a full step away from me, one hand half raised, his tail lashing like a snake. For reasons I can't even begin to fathom, there's genuine fear on his face.
A little baby angel. Little baby demon.
Omen. Flirt.
Speak of the devil.
The first thought that crossed my mind is that he's suspiciously distraught. The second is that it pains me to see him that way. Maybe a distraction is in order. I try to catch Omen's eye and wink at him. Speak of the devil, I was wondering where you were. Am I imagining that he stiffens at the words? It's hard to tell with how stiff he already is. It lasts for only a second before his face turns red.
Aww.
Maybe redder than just a blush. Something flickers in Omen's eyes, like embers about to burst to life, but he looks sideways too quickly for me to make sure. His aura churns, shifts, but doesn't change.
Oh,
Omen twists a strand of hair around one finger and tugs at it, tail twitching most anxiously, adorably. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you.
I wasn't upset, just surprised is all.
He glances at me again very briefly, his brown eyes half hidden beneath long lashes. Omen swallows, and that blush intensifies. But he is smiling, much to my delight. Tremendously, uncertainly. But he's smiling. After a moment, he even deigns to meet my eyes. Clearing his throat, Omen folds his arms together and seems to make a conscious effort to relax.
Thank you for worrying about me. I promise I stayed out of trouble.
I believe you. Omen blinks and smiles wider, his shoulders sinking in palpable relief.
okay, that's good to know.
He looks at me intently, head tilted to one side.
What about you? I heard that there was some kind of trouble.
I'm unhurt. Omen's eyes flicker to Ezra's doors, expression dubious. I wasn't seeing him because I was hurt, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
A moment of slightly awkward silence passes before he continues.
I'm looking for someone.
Omen says this very quietly, like he is confessing a secret. He scans my face with eyes flickering red rather than the usual warm brown. I wait, since there's little else I can say. Then something seems to resolve. Omen looks from me to Ezra's door, then takes a step back, his mouth tight.
She's probably not in there. I should get going. It's nice seeing you again.
He makes to turn away, and I don't know what moves me to act. Perhaps it's his aura, the way I suddenly sense it swell under his glamour, and spot wisps of flame trailing from his hair to the tips of his ears. Perhaps he's walking away and I simply can't let him go right now. Perhaps I'm tired of one more fucking mystery in this town. Either way, I reach out and grab his wrist. Wait, and instantly regret it. The baby's in a bad mood. We're just gonna observe him for a little bit right there.
The glamour dropped.
Just a little bit. Heat scorches my hand, forcing me to withdraw with a small cry. Omen looks over his shoulder at me with glowing amber eyes, his lips drawn back in a half snarl. His still, eerily human face is framed by a wreath of fire. My guts clench, twist, drop under... clench, twist, drop, and drop under the sudden glimpse of an immense, blistering presence that sprung out of nowhere. My instincts scream at me in warning. Demon. Then Omen jerks back, as though out of a trance. And everything extinguishes. I don't know how long we stand outside Ezra's shop with the space of a sword swing between us. Omen's arms are limp by his sides, making no move to defend himself. All he does is stare at me. Stare at me with huge eyes and palpable horror.
I'm sorry.
I force my mouth open to tell him it's alright. I've had worse, really, but I can only pry my jaw apart. The words I can't force through. He's not waiting to hear them. He's stepping away, 1, then 2, then 3, and then he turns and flees. I can't move my legs to follow. By the time I get enough control of myself back, Omen's already long gone. In hindsight, I'm glad I couldn't follow him. It takes a tremendous effort for me to pry my stiff fingers from the comfort of my weapon.
Damn, there's a lot of exposition in this chapter just for you. Do you want to take a break for your fucking voice?
Yes, please.
All right, we're going to take another break. We're going to be right...
Can we put an ad up while we go?
Yeah, I can do that. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in like 5 to 6 minutes. Peace.
And we're back.
We'll let Megan's voice rest, and now we're gonna rotate back, and I'll be doing narration and the other characters.
Yes.
Adam has also returned from his quest out yonder.
I'm not here.
He's not here. Never mind. No. Adam is not here.
Adam has become Odysseus.
Yes, he has. I've been sitting in my room at the Wolf waiting for the sun to set, waiting for darkness to fall so I can carry out my next move. No messenger had come to summon me to headquarters, and neither had August but come to bang down my door. I gather that the identification of the deceased hunter is taking a little longer than expected. Or, many dark things crossed my mind, but I pushed them away. I mean it when I said that I'm tired of being pushed from pillar to post, kept in the dark. Enough is enough. If this town wants saving, then I'll do it on my own terms. The door to August's office is thankfully unlocked, and I'm pleased to discover that it's empty. The desk is in its usual disarray, papers and books haphazardly strewn across its surface. I take a deep breath and head straight for the filing cabinets I've seen August rummaging through so often, and I carefully open the drawers. Apparently Piper has her own, a whole partition dedicated to her reports. An impressive feat. After much rummaging, I eventually find Aya's papers stuffed to the very back of the bottom drawer. If I didn't know what I was looking for, they'd have easily gone unnoticed. It certainly looks like August has tried to hide them, which only increases my suspicion. I find her transfer papers, a glowing letter of recommendation from her previous enforcer. Her records are clean with no discrepancies, nothing but praise. I see the words kind and thoughtful repeated multiple times. The only complaint, if you can call it that, is that her enforcer is that she was overly cautious. Then I find it. Her discharge papers, the obnoxious red treason stamped across the front page. In the blink of an eye, the whole office lights up, and the door loudly slams against the wall. What's up, babe?
What are you doing?
Hi, honey.
You are looking delicious this evening, August.
Hi.
Scrumptious, if I might say.
Hi.
We're
Hi, baby.
absolutely not rummaging through your office.
I watch magic coat every surface, flowing and curling over the walls, floor, furniture. It even creeps over the clothing, their skin, too. They stare at me, wide-eyed, vivid violet swallowing over once ice blue irises, and though I shouldn't be concerned that I've been caught, I'm distracted.
August.
The magic that glimmers upon their clothing disappears, and our eyes lose that otherworldly glow, but the room remains alight. They look at the bundle of papers that I hold tightly in my hand, a frown furrowing on their brow.
I would ask that you put those back, Hunter.
Their words are eerily calm, and they seem more concerned than annoyed.
What happened to her?
They closed the door, clicking the lock, and checked the handle before they walked toward me. As poised and perfect as ever, they stare me down.
You know, not even Piper found those. I hate to admit that I'm impressed.
You literally left them in the fucking filing cabinet laying on the floor of the cabinet. It's not like you had a secret partition somewhere.
August.
They unfurl their fingers in a silencing gesture, and I pause. August is still my superior officer, and I'm nothing if not respectful.
I do not wish for Piper to be demoted, nor do I wish for you to meet the same fate, but I appear to be having a case of déjà vu. But, you know, sometimes the hand that feeds is a forceful one.
I'm perplexed. I expected a much harsher conversation. August isn't exactly known for their calm temperament, and this is startling out of character.
Aren't you going to admonish me?
With a sly smile, they shake their head. No, Otto, I am not.
I believe in you, strangely. I believe that you're a bright light at the end of a very, very dark tunnel for this town. And I have been questioning things lately.
I'm here for you, baby girl.
Flirt.
The look that crosses their face breaks my heart. It's one of shame. I long to comfort them, but these papers weigh heavily in my hands.
August, please. I can't take any more dishonesty. I'm here to help. I want nothing more than for all of this pain to stop.
They drop their gaze, apparently unable to look at me. They're everywhere. You don't want to drop them.
I'm here for you.
they'll get injured.
Their cheeks flush pink, mouth set in a thin, nervous line. I do not deserve it. I got myself in this mess by... They catch themselves.
I do not deserve it.
I cross the room, papers discarded, and I stand face to face with them.
Help me, August.
I tentatively reach for their hand, and they take it without question, lacing their long fingers with my own. The markings brighten, thrumming in time with what I assume is August's hammering pulse.
People are terrified, and I think you are too. What did this girl do to deserve to be forgotten?
If I told you that I do not know, would you believe me?
I run my thumb around the back of his hand. Their hand. I look deep into those eyes seem to hold the universe.
I would.
Then you must be a fool.
I laugh quietly, reaching up to cup the curve of their jaw with my free hand. They lean into my touch as if they've craved it for an eternity.
Then a fool I'll be.
Nerd. The time spent with them at the festival granted me access to a very different August, one that I found myself becoming quite fond of. I relish in the warmth of their flushed skin against my own, reveling in how beautiful they are.
I'll always protect you, August. We can help each other here.
Something in my gut tells me this really is all connected, and it doesn't exactly comfort me. The very institution that I work for, that I've dedicated my life to. I move to pull out the sash and let it unfurl, holding it before them, and August's eyes grow wide. Who does this belong to?
Aya Walker.
Their expression is unchanging. I see. It's bloodied. I nod, handing it to them. They carefully lay it across their palms, studying it intently.
Heavily and torn to shreds. Whatever happened, she put up a fight.
They frown, their lips pursed. Something is clearly perplexing them.
She was not reported to be injured upon her arrest. That much I do know. Something like that wouldn't be omitted.
I throw them a sorry stare, wondering how they could still be so sure of such things. You're positive the blood is hers. I want to tell them how I know, but I can't implicate Ezra nor Alcar, not after they were both so clearly terrified.
I'm sure, and I'm going to need you to trust me on that.
Strangely, they don't question it. Instead, they sigh, placing the sash upon their desk.
She was yours, August. Don't you want to know what happened to her? I want to see her, to visit the dungeons.
They glance out of the window, and another heavy snowfall coats the icy street outside.
I think you need to take a seat. I have a few confessions.
I can hear the rush of my blood pounding in my skull as I take a seat, my heart trying to escape the restrictive cage of my ribs as I stare my enforcer down. August's fingers are visibly trembling. All color has drained from their skin, and I'm fearful they might faint. They draw in a shuddering breath, and I reach for one of the drawers in their desk, pulling out a vial that glows a vivid lavender. I recognize it from the very first time I met them back in Ezra's shop, where it strangely feels like forever ago. The way they demanded it from him was with a desperation that I haven't seen in him since, but it stuck with me nonetheless. At first, I think they might pop the cork and swallow it whole, their eyes as hungry as they shake it, watching the viscous fluid swirl and brighten. They don't, though. Instead, they place it in the middle of the desk. They proceed to sit in their hands, and I gather that it's a precautionary measure to prevent themselves from indulging.
August is on the way to becoming addicted to that potion.
Mm-hmm.
What is this?
They clear their throat, unable to meet my concerned gaze. This is what I've been reduced to.
Ezra gave this to you?
They nod, and I reach for the vial. They watch it intently, their throat bobbing as they swallow thickly. The room flares to life as I pop the cork, and August shifts in their seat. It smells fragrant, almost citrusy. It's certainly not as unpleasant as I anticipated.
It is not harmful if used as intended. Ezra could never create such things. He is not interested in enabling me, but I may have pressured him. I may have taken advantage of it, hence the nature in which my magic has been manifesting lately. Just another thing to add to the long list of regrets I seem to have accrued lately.
I look around the room, not understanding how such a display is possible.
What does it do, exactly?
I can feel a crackle in the air, an obvious shift in the tension.
My magic draws from the mind. and when using it often I tend to grow weary faster than most. It's a weakness I'm not proud of, and I cannot be viewed to be weak when in such a position in this agency.
They gesture toward the vial, and I lay it back upon the desk. Therefore, this affords me the ability to replenish my mana, to put myself to use whenever required. Psionic abilities such as mine are rare, so I am required quite often.
There are quite obviously side effects, though. Your health is more important than your notoriety, August.
They seem taken aback by that statement, maybe even a little embarrassed. Yes, and I see that now.
I've been a little blinded by the desire to impress, but the harder I look, the more I realize that I might be pushing myself to the limit for a broken cause.
I blanch at that. Those words coming from August's mouth seem unreal. It's a casually honest statement, painfully honest even, and certainly not something that I could imagine the enforcer I met just a week ago daring to utter.
Too many questionable things have happened right under my nose, and I was too blinded by my determination to succeed to see.
Aya, Piper, the murders. We need to go back to the start, examine the root.
The root being the agency, the enforcers.
With a small nod, they lift their eyes to the ceiling, speaking their next words with great effort. Yes, the enforcers.
Then why bring me here?
That I cannot answer. I wish I could.
Let's ask about Aya. Tell me about Aya.
They rest their elbows upon the desk, steepling their fingers. There's not much to tell, really. She transferred here only a few months ago. We barely became acquainted when she was arrested, though Piper took a liking to her. A small smile crossed their lips. They worked well together, and I finally got to catch up on the ridiculous amount of paperwork I'd accrued during my time spent in the field with Piper.
Why were you in the field?
Well, things have been a little busier than usual here in Lunaris lately. Creature activity has been at an all-time high these past few years, and Piper and I made an unstoppable team.
I contemplate that for a moment. For any peak in the activity that's usual for a reason.
It's been worse the past few years? Not always as bad?
They shake their head. Not always, but almost seems normal now. I make a mental note to remember this, to pry later.
So her arrest. One day she was just gone, no explanation?
It was reported that she went on an unsanctioned hunt. I wasn't aware, and neither was Piper. We never saw her again. I reached for the papers that sit upon the desk between us. Harry's signature is clear as day.
You didn't question it?
An uncomfortable shift, a squirm almost. I did not. You don't question Harry. He's given me no reason to. I watched them carefully, the furrow in their brow deepening as they quite clearly second-guessed their own statement.
Something isn't right here, and Aya's situation feels too convenient for me. Don't you agree?
With a sharp inhale, they sat back in the chair. A little of their tension seems to melt away, but the sadness still lingers. I do.
Ask about Piper. You mentioned that you didn't want Piper to be demoted, so what happened?
Their gaze flickers to the side, staring out of the window at the snowy street. After Aya's arrest, Piper became unsettled, rightfully so now that I look back.
She wouldn't stop rambling about a theory she had about the agency. Corruption, slander, all nonsense to me at the time. She was caught trying to break into the dungeons and rifling through my files. Just like you were this evening.
I clear my throat, offering them an apologetic grin. I was too infuriated to truly think straight, and before I got the chance to defuse the situation, Harry caught wind. I regret the way I dealt with it. Piper was a good friend before this mess began. I should have helped her. I let her down. Their gaze meets mine, and they somehow seem more concerned for me than they are for themselves.
You and Piper, you were friends?
Hard to believe now, I know. But yes, we were. Close enough for her to convince me to arm wrestle her. They absentmindedly rub their elbow as if they're nursing an old injury. Don't do that. Ever. The way they light up when they talk about such memories doesn't go unnoticed, and I feel a pang of sorrow for their lost friendship. They both seem like they could do with some company in their lives, and now that I understand why they're noted as being so prolific as a team.
You should speak to her and clear the air.
The look they throw me is less than convincing.
Piper is a proud person. She's been wronged by someone she trusted, and she does not trust freely. I wouldn't expect her to forgive me without much begging, but I shall try.
I truly valued our friendship, and I've been cruel to her in my mission to please Harry. That ends now. August pushes away from their desk, swiping the still-growing vial as they stand. They cradle it gently in their palm before it's shoved firmly into the drawer from where it came.
What next? What can we do?
I think you should speak to Piper. She might know more than me, especially after snooping. I stand too, my touch lingering upon those discharge papers.
I want to go into the dungeons. I want to see her.
They avert their gaze, cheeks rosy, their frustration evident.
I cannot authorize that. Not when I know it would put your position in jeopardy.
They thoughtlessly slide their hand across the back of their chair, cutting me a sympathetic stare. And I can't have a repeat of what happened to Piper, Otto.
Flirt.
Oh, absolutely. Their concern is etched all over their face, and it makes my heart hurt. I realize that they truly do care for me. The guilt from what happened with Piper obviously eats at them, and maybe our added closeness makes it a little more personal to them. Maybe.
August, I swear to you that nothing will happen to me. I know what I'm doing.
You seem very sure of that. Of yourself. I can't lose you too. It's different than when it was with Piper. They avert their gaze, worrying their bottom lip between their teeth. When they look back at me, they take a step forward, reaching for my hand.
I care for you. And that may sound idiotic. I know we've only been acquainted for a mere week, but...
I squeeze their fingers where they lazily twine with my own, almost as if August is unsure if their affection will be returned.
I feel it too.
Oh, I see. Well, then I'm sure you can understand my predicament here. I nod, because I do understand. I would hate to see August punished for any of my actions.
I do, but I need you to trust me on this one. I won't do anything to get either of us in trouble.
Their hand falls limply from my own, their gaze nervously flicking towards the very locked door. I do trust you, I just don't trust anyone else. Whatever you have in mind, be careful. I smile because I know exactly what I need to do, and who I need to help me do it. They watch me intently, lips quirking into a small smile as I watch my face light up. You have a plan, don't you?
I do, but I'm not sure you're going to like it. You may not approve, but we have a few allies that probably know the dungeons better than any hunter or enforcer ever could.
The dramatic and sudden roll of their eyes tells me that they know exactly who I'm talking about. You want me to enlist a bunch of vampires to help us break into the enforcement dungeons.
Not a bunch, just the one. Finn has lived in this town longer than literally anyone.
August scoffs, loudly. Lived. He's as dead as a doornail. So you're just going to walk into dungeons, Casimir in tow, and hope not to get caught? I smell at their obvious distaste for my plan.
Ezra, Piper, even Alcar. They can all help too. Do I have your permission to proceed?
A pregnant pause follows my question, but eventually August meets my gaze once more. You have my permission, but please be cautious. I'm no wiser than you here, and I cannot protect you if something goes wrong.
I came here to make something of myself. I was so desperate to move out of the shadows of my parents. I come from a family that held me to such high standards. Standards I could never dream of meeting, no matter how hard I tried.
Their words grew terser as the seconds passed, unraveling gradually.
I don't want this to be my legacy. I want to make the world a better place, not a scarier one.
I gather that August has suffered through much frustration, and life has weathered them to the bone. They quickly gather themselves.
I won't let you down.
I don't doubt that, actually. I head back to my room at the Wolf to clear my head and try to figure out my hastily concocted plan a little more thoughtfully. I stay up pondering the fact that we still haven't been given the name of the latest victim, and I wonder if Harry is keeping it from me for a reason. After my conversation with August, everything feels wrong. A quick, sharp pain rises in my temples. I feel the familiar presence lurking. Despite that, it would appear that no voices will visit me tonight.
God damn it, James.
Because apparently nothing is sacred in this town, I managed to coax Piper's address out of Edna with very little persuasion. I head across the street, unsurprised that she lives so close to the tavern, and as far away from headquarters as possible. Her house is small, but appears to have a character, much like its owner. I take a deep breath and I knock. She looks surprised to see me, but her expression quickly softens.
I wasn't expecting you, especially because I assumed you had no bloody idea where I live. Are you okay?
A timid smile crosses my lips. I definitely don't think it's a conversation to be had in the street.
Can we talk?
Oh, sorry. Of course. Come in. Her house is warm and inviting. The walls adorned with an abundance of gorgeous weaponry, and various plants and brightly colored pillows litter the room.
Your home is beautiful.
Thank you. I've been lucky, really. I know not all hunters catch a break like I have. Plus, real estate in this shithole is cheap.
And yet, I don't get a house.
We share a laugh, but I can't help but feel a sense of urgency to discuss things with her. I decide now is not the time for pleasantries or stalling. Cutting straight to the chase is the only way.
I have some news about Aya.
Her eyes widen, flicking to the side, away from me. Aya?
Please don't say what I think you're going to.
I pull the sash from inside my coat and present it to her, but I'm quick to reassure.
This was found in the woods, but that doesn't mean... She could still be alive, Piper. This has clearly been out there for a while.
She reaches out and runs her hands over the ruined fabric, her fingers shaking. With a deep inhale, she withdraws, turning to sit upon the arm of the sofa. Why are you here? She looks so sad, like she's only thinking of the worst. I don't blame her, and I can't imagine how frustrated she must feel with the hand that she's been dealt.
I wanted you to know that I spoke with August last night. They were quite honest with me about everything, really.
Oh? They were?
I suppose they told you why I was demoted. I acted without rational thought. I was so angry.
I offer her a smile, trying to catch her gaze.
I may or may not have been caught doing exactly as you did.
You didn't. I nod, feeling a little smug now the fear of being reprimanded by my enforcer has dissipated.
I broke into Augustus Willingham's office and lived to tell the tale.
Fucking brilliant. You've got guts. I'll give you that.
I shrug, brushing it off. I'm grateful that the mood has shifted to something that feels a little lighter.
You know, August regrets how everything happened. They seemed wistful. I think they missed your friendship.
She frowns deeply, fiddling with the edge of her tunic.
They hurt me. I think it'll take me a while to get over that. It wasn't even about the punishment. It was that they didn't believe me. You work with someone for all that time, but when it came down to it, they thought I'd gone mad. Why would I make up such a thing? Everyone jokes about us and our instincts, but they don't understand. When we feel something, we really feel it, you know?
I nod because I do know. Whatever lies within us that grants us our abilities is something we cannot shake or ignore. If we sense someone is in pain or they're scared, we feel it in kind. If we love fully. If we can feel that something feels off, it usually is.
They employ us to do what we do for a reason. I wish they'd have a better understanding of what or how we feel.
She scoffs a quiet laugh, rolling her eyes and offering me a small smile. If only.
If August wishes to make amends, I welcome their apology, but it will take me a while to trust them again. I was humiliated and betrayed by one of my only friends. They've got some begging to do.
I don't feel like August is a person who begs.
Well, he's gonna have to get himself some fucking new knee pads because he's gonna be begging.
Now that I'd like to see.
Shit, me too. I'll get you a front row seat if it ever happens, alright?
Deal. Now I have a proposition.
Oh?
Flirt.
Come then, what's this proposition, dear General?
We're going into the dungeons.
You what? She bursts into laughter, her shoulders shaking. Then a pause, and she registers that I might not be joking. Wait, you're serious? Are you serious? I can't help but laugh at her in furious expression.
You're a real idiot, you know? Are you jealous of my shameful demotion or something? Being a major isn't that exciting. Why are you grinning like that?
I take her hand and she immediately tugs me closer.
Because we're doing it together, so we'll be just fine.
You're so cheesy. I really don't know why I like you so much.
She shoves me away playfully, her eyes sparkling. So come on then, what's the plan?
I'm still putting the pieces together. You inspired me, though.
Good to know some good comes out of my suffering, I suppose.
Do you have any tips, any kinks you encountered on your journey?
The fact I didn't even get to the door would indicate that I failed pretty miserably, wouldn't you say? There are wards, there are guards. It's pretty impossible unless...
Unless?
Well, you know Ezra, don't you? That witch is more than a pretty face. Speak to him and see if you can convince him to help. She's right. I've seen him use wards in his shop, and from what I saw of his magic the other day.
You're a genius.
She shrugs if that's the most obvious statement I could have made. Duh. When you're ready, you know I've got your back.
Always.
Upon entering the shop, I find... chaos. I spot Ezra frantically gesturing at Omen, the demon's tail tightly coiled. I'm wary of approaching him after our little incident yesterday, instead choosing to observe from afar. I manage to catch Ezra's eye, and he throws me a sympathetic look. He's stressed, his hands full of bandages and potions. He mutters something quick and sharp under his breath to Omen, who then turns and stares at me with wide, starry eyes as the witch disappears through his purple curtain.
If I ask what's going on, will you give me an answer?
The question seems to catch him by surprise, and he looks away, his lips pursed. He doesn't seem to have forgotten his outburst with me yesterday, or his abrupt departure. Good. It isn't my intention to trip him with the reminder, but just as well that he remembers.
Did you bring someone in who was hurt?
Brown eyes snap to me almost instantly, and Omen moves as though to step between me and the entrance to Ezra's back room, then catches himself in the middle and forcibly drops his arms to his sides. He opens his mouth, stammers without speaking, and then his shoulders droop into feet. A little spark that might have caught on the bandage rolls in his hand, peters out.
Yes, but maybe you shouldn't see her right now. I mean...
He licks his lips, a flick of black tongue visible. It seems so eerily out of place on a face so painfully human in its distress.
At least let Ezra see to her first. He needs some space when he works his magic.
I don't think they ever said how long Omen's tongue is, but it's like...
Scandalously long?
I think it's over 18 inches.
God damn! Okay, sorry. I'm gonna flirt. Sure, I guess it's alright.
Flirt, yes.
I haven't seen Omen this nervous before, in this admittedly brief time we've known each other, and his fear sets me on edge. Carefully and deliberately, so as not to spook him, yesterday's almost burn is still fresh in my mind. I step forward and put a hand on his arm, squeezing it gently. I'm sure our guests... Oh, that's you.
I'm sure our guests will be alright. Ezra's tending to them after all.
Omen blinks at me, then smiles and leans into my touch, visibly relaxing. He's a beacon of warmth in the cold room.
I would expect so, what with him catching on fire when his glamour drops.
Right. His power is wound tight to his core. I feel it under the glamour and the convincing illusion of fabric under my arm, but he won't let it loose. Won't let it hurt me. Yes, you're right.
Whoever they are?
Despite my gentle prod, he still presses his lips tightly together. For a moment I fear I've caused him to clamp down again after all, but he takes a deep breath and very gently shakes me off. Another deep breath. Omen is steeling himself for something. I can see it. I decide to back off as well, giving him some space. He shoots me a glance, then hugs the items he's holding closer. When he speaks again, his voice is very soft. Hunter, Phil, no, Otto. I have something I must tell you.
I'm listening.
Omen smiles, though it's brief and weak, and he also quick to disappear like candlelight in a storm. His eyes lose focus as he begins to speak.
2 years ago, I came to Lunaris. That is, I came to stay in Lunaris after a disagreement with my sire, my father.
His eyes flicker around the room almost nervously, and I find myself straining to detect any eavesdropping presence, but there is none. Omen seems to find the same thing because his shoulders droop again.
You know what I am. I suppose you've already guessed.
Oh no, what are you? He sighs.
Your people call him Lucifer, I think. The fallen divine. The Lord of Hells.
Oh, surprising no one. Omen is the son of Satan. It takes me a moment to process what he said. Demon lore is plentiful and easily accessible when you're a hunter. Even in our early years at the Academy, we pored over detailed logs of their fiendish hierarchies, favorite vices to exploit, and patterns of their appearances. I would damn well hope that I knew who the Lord of Hell is.
Oh, that's, very nice.
Omen's brown eyes widen, his jaw going slack in surprise. The glamour truly is something, and I'm starting to wonder if he learned it from the witch behind the curtains. It is? He coughs.
That was sarcasm, wasn't it?
He scrunches his face. That was sarcasm. Can't get anything past you, Omen, my little honey bun.
He has only been here for 2 years. He's trying.
He is still baby.
Yes, that was sarcasm.
That was not sarcasm.
No, it wasn't, sweetie. No, it was not.
Something else also hits me. A brick.
Our sire?
Omen bites his lip and looks away. Then he nods curtly, eyes flicking to the door leading to the shop. Well then.
Does your father know that you're here in the mortal realm? Can he find you?
A terrible thought crosses my mind. The burned bodies, the hunters targeted. No! The vehemence of his denial is startling. I quickly hold up my hands for peace, but Omen isn't paying attention. He's shaking his head vigorously, trembling.
No, that can't be him. Him or any of his minions. I would have known. I would have stopped them.
To be fair, a demon can probably tell when another demon is in town.
Yeah, it's probably going to be obvious. His brown eyes are glowing with fire as he stares at me pleadingly. Literal simmering flames. Flames on my face.
Flame, hair, eyes.
All of it. I can feel the fire in his core standing here, far enough away, and now that I know where it comes from, the familiarity makes sense. That's one hell of a secret to hold on to. Oh, well, psh. And who is that in the back then? One more colossal fact to add to the messy little mountain of information I have been gathering since stepping foot in this mad town. What else is new by now?
I believe you, Omen.
Omen's shoulders droop in relief, and I feel something tense inside myself unclench as well. It needs not end badly. It will not.
Besides, this case would have been closed far faster if it were run-of-the-mill demons messing about.
Run-of-the-mill demons? Sir, you said Lucifer. Right.
I mean, Lulu has subordinates.
Omen closes his eyes and says something too quiet for me to hear. Then he breathes in, breathes out, and slowly makes his way to the counter. He sets all the items in his arms down there with such deliberateness I know he's doing something to calm his nerves. Something sneaks through still. I see a flicker of flame about his hair, an intensity to his aura. But only briefly. The pressure fades as Omen raises his head. He doesn't look at me as he speaks.
I think I'll just head outside for some fresh air.
Are you sure?
Omen smiles at me over his shoulder, the curve of his mouth tense.
I think it's for the best. I don't want her to see me like this, rattled and angry. She's my sister. She doesn't deserve it.
He trails off, staring into the distance for a moment. Then he shakes his head and makes for the door, only adding one last thing before he steps outside.
Will you go and say hello to her? I'm sure Elaine will find you quite lovely.
I love how their siblings and their names are Omen and Elaine.
The second I lay my eyes on her, it's more than a little obvious that she truly is related to Omen. Maybe even his twin, unless the glamour is simply fooling me. Ezra has a poultice carefully pressed to her dainty hand, a pile of gauze covered in a thick black ichor discarded upon the counter by his side. She blinks at me once, twice. Her eyes are big and brown, and every bit as earnest as Omen's. Hello. Her voice is disarmingly sweet, almost musical even. I smile at her politely, looking to Ezra for a little guidance. Elaine, this is Otto. Otto, this is Elaine, Omen's twin sister. Ah, yes. I assume Ezra was just as unaware of her existence as I am, but he's polite enough to stay calm and focused, as friendly and as hospitable as ever.
It's nice to meet you, Elaine.
Oh, you too. Elaine narrows her eyes at me for a brief moment, shaking her head. She looks terrified. She addresses Ezra, but she certainly keeps her eyes on me, on my weapon. Where is Armoros? I look at Ezra, my confusion quite evident.
Armoros? Ashley, do you remember who Armoros is?
No.
You'll see in a second.
Alcideus?
No.
Oh, is it somebody in the game that wasn't paying attention?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Ah, yes, that. Oh, wait, is it the fucking brother? Her face lights up when I say his name, but I gather that she doesn't fully understand my trepidation. Ezra turns to address the demon, patting her hand gently. He's just outside, and you're all healed up, but I do think you should go see your brother now. Okay, yes, I should. Ezra releases her, throwing me a sorry look over her shoulder as he turns to quickly dispose of the mess of medical supplies. It was lovely to meet you, Otto. Her demeanor's delightful, and I'm still slowly processing exactly what her brother just told me.
Yes, you too.
She glances at me briefly before shyly averting her gaze, turning to meekly part the curtains that led to the shop. The second she's gone, a tall, pale figure bursts through the back door. He looks shocked to see me, but quickly recovers. Is she healed? She is fine, and she's with her brother. I suggest you give them space for time being. I thought Omen was her brother.
Yeah, Elaine is with Omen. Armoros is the spooky human twin.
Yes.
Armoros is dating Elaine.
Oh, I thought Armoros was her brother.
No. Armoros' sister is the other spooky lady in the church.
Yes.
Elaine is just a demon that Armoros is dating.
Oh, okay, as one does.
That's why there was that note in demonic next to his door.
Oh, okay. Ezra's words were final and somewhat stern, and Amoros quickly wilts under his vibrant green gaze, his eyes still lightly glowing from whatever magic he just performed. I don't really know how to unpack all of this.
What happened to her, and why are you so desperate to be by her side?
He stares longingly at the curtain, Elaine's voice quiet on the other side. Then I remember the note on the stoop of the ipeck, the little heart. Zes Hawa. Well, I'm courting her, you see. We're together. See, if I would just shut the fuck up and let the game play, I would have found out that information.
Yes. I cannot remember what Says Hoa means. They used to have like a little, like a page of what the demon said in-game and what it meant. I don't know where it is anymore.
She was attacked last night by it. The one that's been getting your kind, I think. Ezra and I share a look, doing a little to hide our shock. It? As in the creature? Amaros closed his eyes, sighing heavily. Then he nods. Yes.
If you need to tell us something, we can help. Elaine didn't need to get hurt, so if you know where this thing is...
He looks at me, then back at Ezra, his throat bobbing as he swallows thickly. He's quite clearly battling with the idea of divulging any more information.
Listen here, you albino twink. Encourage him.
Be gentle.
Amaros, it's okay. You can trust us.
Here you go.
Can't.
He's a fucking stray cat.
Do you want some tuna? We have some tuna.
Line.
We just want to help.
They're right. No one will know what you tell us. We just want people to be safe.
He sighs again, his shoulders sinking into defeat. I just want to see her be safe. We can see you care for her a great deal, and we want that too. His ice blue eyes quickly flicker between each of us, and it's the most animated I've ever seen him. Why are you being so nice to me? My sister and I... He trails off, almost looking right through me.
If you have information about the creature, we need to know. People are dying. So I find it hard to hold your beliefs against you if you can offer assistance.
Very well. Aurora has been sneaking out at night as of late. That's not exactly uncommon for her, but I believe she's doing more than just satisfying her baser urges. The fuck? Baser urges?
Boning! Boning!
She out there fucking! She fucking! Ezra looks away, covering a quiet cough with his hand. We don't have time to unpack all of that, but I'll store it away for later.
Good lord, then why did you bring so much luggage?
You're right.
I mean, if you don't have time to unpack multiple luggages, apparently there's all kinds of things you don't have time to unpack, and you shouldn't have brought it.
It's like those fucking Victorian, traveler's chests.
Oh my god.
Are we just going to glaze over the fact that apparently the disturbing trend in modern literature, that apparently homosexuals need owners? So many phrases in here. His gaze, her gaze, their gaze. It's just disturbing as shit. It's disturbing that apparently homosexuals need to have owners. We're not disturbed by this trend in literature.
Slowly bringing the volume.
What do you suspect?
I suspect nothing. I know that she's feeding it. Or something, at least.
Oh my god, I need to find that fucking meme.
Feeding it? Mm-hmm. He seems unfazed, startlingly so. She may seem cruel and cold, but Aurora has a good heart. She cares for the creatures and makes sure that they're safe. She's like a fucked up Snow White.
An incredibly fucked up Snow White.
Can I see Elaine now?
You've met Elaine. Oh, well, no. Elaine's the other one.
Line.
Can you maybe elaborate a little on that first?
He shrugs, sighing again. It is what it is. I don't dictate to her what she can and cannot do. I find myself losing interest in our preachings. I just want to keep Elaine safe now. Ideally, we'll leave this wretched place for good, but... Her and Omen have only just reunited. Would she be so quick to leave him? Maybe not.
I think it's best for you both to stay here and lay low. I'm not sure why the creature attacked her. It hasn't attacked anything inhuman so far.
He looks at me, fixes my gaze, and with perfect confidence. How do you know? A chill rolls along my spine, but I shake it off. Why?
You're right, I don't.
I'd really like to leave now.
I will be posting a meme later.
Okay.
Look for that on our blue sky. You can leave, but I need you to promise me something.
He narrows his gaze. Go on.
Watch Aurora, and the second you see her do anything out of the ordinary, you find me. If she starts being nice to humans, tell me. We'll know she's been replaced by a doppelganger.
Right? And will she give a reward to the doppelganger?
I will ensure Elaine is safe, I swear to you, but your cooperation is essential.
I see Ezra shifting nervously out of the corner of my eyes, but I stand my ground. Armoros continues to assess me. Fine. I will seek you out, and I will watch my sister. Farewell, Hunter. Witch.
Well, that was interesting.
I anticipate some commotion from behind the curtains, but I hear nothing but silence.
Interesting is putting it lightly.
How are you, anyway? I huff a quick laugh because the question feels too far casual for the amount of information I've digested in the last forever.
Tired, confused, the usual.
I suppose I haven't done much to help with that, have I?
I wanted to apologize for not being totally honest with you and for making your life a little harder than necessary. You already have so much on your plate.
He seems genuine, and aside from his odd behavior yesterday, I have no reason to not trust Ezra.
I spoke to August last night and Piper this morning. They know about the sash.
Fear flashes across his features, but I quickly reassure him.
It's fine, Ezra. They're on our side. They want to help.
Even Gus?
Yes, even August.
Are you sure you're not magic? Because that seems like an impossible task. All I had to do was hold his hand. He melted.
Oh, this is your line.
I shake my head profusely.
No magic here.
His smile grows and he seems to relax exponentially. It's nice to see. Then let's talk. He takes a deep breath.
The reason I was so hesitant to discuss Aya, or the Enforcers for that matter, is because I used to work for them.
You were an enforcer?
Hell no. I went in and I assisted in the infirmary or morgue whenever they needed an extra pair of hands. Healers, good healers, are few and far between around here. It's what I always wanted to do, to apply my skills where most needed. Helping those who dedicate their lives to ensuring our safety was an honor. The murders began, and I examined the first body. You can even call it that in the state that it was in.
I listen intently, taking all of this in, a little perplexed, a little caught off guard.
Something shifted within the headquarters after that. They started treating me differently, called me in less. And then, when I was there, they kept me clear of any hunters. It became quite clear they didn't want me there any longer. Information was being kept from me, important notes about the victims I was supposed to be examining. The Aya incident happened, then another dead hunter turned up, and they revoked my access.
They took away all my notes.
Notes?
He nods, glancing over at the kitchen counter. I may have had Piper retrieve them for me. If you'd like to take them, they're not much, but you're welcome to them.
Take the notes.
Take the notes.
Yes, I'll take them.
He opens one of the kitchen drawers, pulling out a pile of parchment. Then he discards what looks like a fake wooden bottom. The notebook is nestled safely beneath it. Here.
I tuck it away inside my jacket for later.
Oh, thank you.
So why were you so afraid to tell me this? You did nothing wrong. You were helping people.
He offers me a sorry gaze, his brow furrowed, fingers curled into fists at his side.
They don't like people talking about it, about the deaths. Many of us have our suspicions now, and they know. I think they'd do anything to keep what's happening quiet.
Like not telling... Oh, that's you.
Like not telling me who the latest victim is?
Exactly. I wasn't even sure if I could trust Gus, but I wanted it so badly that I pushed my apprehension aside.
You were right to trust them. They're on our side. They're scared too.
Oh, Gus. I just want all of this to be over. What are we gonna do?
We're gonna break into the fucking dungeon!
Yeah! I smile and Ezra's expression lights up. You have a plan?
I have a plan. I can't do it without you.
Babe. I look deep into his eyes, hoping I can wash away some of the weight that it carries. The toll it has taken on him is obvious.
I can't do this without you, Ezra. I need you.
Anything you need, Otto. I trust you. I smile, taking his hand when he offers it, and it squeezes mine tightly.
Together.
I'm sleeping with the whole town. Take that one out of context. Together.
The floor just opens up like, and Finn just pops his head out like
the fucking evil stepmother from Snow White. Get you a floor vampire.
Piper and I are going into the dungeon to see if we can locate Aya. If we can talk to her, I think we might have a start. Everything leads back to when she was arrested, as far as I can tell.
How on earth are you going to get down there without being caught?
Oh, Ezra, that's where you come in. It may involve you and August working together.
Does Gus know about this little plan of yours? I grimace, waving my hand in a so-so gesture, like,
Partially?
You're lucky I trust you. And I'm here for you. Just tell me when and where.
You're lucky I entrusted you implicitly with the life of both myself and everyone else in this town person I met a week ago.
It's because we're hot.
It's because Otto's that kind of shapeshifter, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you, Ezra.
Surely you can do better than Ezra.
Ezra's a delight. Now, how can I find Finn?
Adam is staring at me. He's like, get my reference! That's a musical reference! Like, yes.
Somebody's gonna get it.
Yes, we get the reference. God. Why? A secret passageway, of course. You're in the right place. He bends down, kicking aside a colorful rug to reveal a hidden hatch. It creaks loudly when he opens it, a gust of cold, stale wind rising from its depths.
Walk for about 10 minutes, and then when you see candlelight, it's the third door on the left. Don't be alarmed by any vampires you stumble across. They're all friendly.
I nod, taking a deep breath. I lower myself into the hatch, gazing up at him with a smile.
See you around.
Should we end here?
I think we should.
All right. That ends part 2.
Unpack that with too much luggage. Gaze is a verb. Gazing? What is... I don't even...
Double save.
I don't even want to know.
G-A-Z-E. Gaze.
Adam's obsessed
I mean,
with
listen, even
gaze.
if you spell it like street urban, it's still just...
I just regret everything because he's been like this for months. Ever since he's been listening to like audio books on YouTube for like Robert Howard shit involving Conan. And it's the smoldering gaze. It's been non-fucking stop. I think it's been like 10 months. God help me.
We're trapped.
We're trapped in this burning gaze.
I gotta say something. Robert E. Howard just loves the word dusky. He uses that word a lot.
It's a fun word, I guess. I don't want to...
Why is that giant scorpion fighting a rhinoceros?
Megan, nobody can see what you're talking about, and that came completely out of left field. So, I have saved the game.
Yes.
My voice is pretty much gone,
Yes.
as is yours.
Yes.
Oh! Okay,
Ah.
so that was an episode of Otome O'Clock. We were
Yes.
playing When the Night Comes. Are we close to finishing the game?
Nar.
Okay. Oh, it was feel like I was coming to a
Ashley,
conclusion.
my sweet angel.
I was coming to a
we haven't
conclusion.
locked in the romance yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. Or still sleeping with the whole town. Forgot
Yeah.
about that. We're gonna have to make some serious decisions.
We are.
I kind of want to
Like, you
I
like
want
Finn,
Gus.
and you want, like, because, like, you like Finn a lot, and Ezra, and you were into that poly, but you've hung out with August now, and you're like,
But Gus is endgames. God damn it. Listen, I wasn't expecting Gus to be my video game type. It's like, well, shit, that's like everything I obsess over. Hello, New Blorbo.
but yeah, this has been Otome O'Clock.
Yes. The next time you see our faces is going to be Saturday at noon when you come
If-
back again for us playing Dungeons and Dragons live.
Ballad of the Bullet Dodger.
A group of pirates in the Feywild stealing art. We're art thieves. Yep, beating up zombie beholders. Last week's episode was pretty fucking funny. You should totally watch it. The VOD's here on Twitch. You can also check it out on YouTube. Well, the rest of our stuff's on YouTube. So like and subscribe, please.
Yeah,
I
smash
appreciate
that
you.
like button.
Smash that like button. Okay, I'm so sorry for that. But if you could just like, toss me a like, toss us a like. If you could.
Toss a like to your
humble
streamer.
traveler.
Oh, Valley of Plenty.
I think we're just
oh,
making it worse.
Valley
People
of
are now
Plenty.
unsubscribing. And they're gonna follow just to unfollow us after that. But thank you for joining us. I appreciate
Yes,
the
it's been
fuck out of
lovely.
you. We're on Blue Sky and Tumblr and shit. So
And Discord.
And Discord. We have a Discord. It's there. We share funny things.
Yes.
And we have our resident musician, Mr. Necro, who's constantly churning out fucking banger after industrial banger. He's just right now he's been in a mood where he's just like, what if I just, you know, made a bunch of fucking industrial synth god tier soundscapes. I'm like, well, okay, Mr. Necro, if you're just gonna sit there and be fucking amazing, I'll just sit here like tears in the rain. Yes. And
Yes.
also Tony King. He also occasionally D&Ds with us, and also occasionally Baldur's the Gates with us. But when he's currently in festival mode
Yeah.
because he's in California and he's a
And it's
musician,
spring, summer.
so it's festival time. So he's out there constantly playing shows. Adam, what's the name of Tony's band?
Aquaponics.
Aquaponics.
Yeah, you should if you
Is it
are not-
aquaponics or aquaponics?
Aquaponics. I don't know how it's spelled. Sorry. And you should be following them on Instagram. Their posts are crazy funny.
Yep. So that's
Yes.
been us. We talked about things.
Yes.
We appreciate your existence and we hope it
Yes.
continues.
Yes.
Don't be a little shit, but if you're gonna be a little shit, be funny.
Okay.
That's my word of advice to you.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Actually, it could
Bye.
be aquaphonics now that I think about it. I don't know. Could be either one. Try them both.
All right. Okay, we're leaving now. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.